November. Too much information.
Too much information.
But no, it's just been busy, dude. I've been working on music. I've been going back and forth, trying to fucking get shit done, traveling. People are trying to hang out with me at the same time. I'm just like, I can when I can. Like,
Yeah.
I have to do what I have to do for myself first, and then I can try to make it. But that means you shouldn't neglect, like your relationship. But yeah, it's been busy. Music, recordings, remixes. Got a big show coming up on July 4th and July 6th at Anime Expo.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. The most important thing we got going on.
I know. See, that's the thing. I knew this year was gonna be very desk ridden, so to speak. Like I knew that I was gonna work on material, because obviously I got the digital virtual rave-a-thon that's gonna come up in summer. I wanted to be released today, actually. Oh, by the way, happy summer solstice. Today's the first day of summer.
Yeah, we record. This okay.
See, this is kind of special. We're recording on the first.
Cool.
Yeah, we're recording on the first day of summer. That's pretty rad.
Yeah.
Noted. But yeah, no, I wanted the Sad Boy Summer set to come out today.
Yeah.
But then Anime Expo hit me up, and I didn't know that they're gonna have me play fucking 3 days, and I was like, oh fuck. So I had to work on multiple sets, put in multiple submissions, multiple visuals, and then they've been really bad about emailing. Sorry, I've been calling you guys out.
I mean, I don't want to diss, but I was like, damn, that's kind of late that they're not letting you promote it,
Yeah, and then I know my brother said the same shit. My brother's like, still? And I'm like, no, dude. And they recently barely said oh yeah, now you can promote and send us your promotional videos. But dude, I'm sorry, I don't mean to call them out, but literally I've emailed them multiple times, and they take 3 to 4 business weeks to get back. And there's multiple people on the thread, so multiple people can get back to me, and I get it. It's an international event. It's very big. This is probably the biggest it's going to be. It's probably the biggest it's ever been any year. But at the same time, you should have a team delegated to talk to whoever the fuck that needs to be talked to. So I don't know.
It should be, yeah.
Yeah. So and then that was it. Okay, so I've been talking to them about my submissions, and they're send in your promotional videos. Don't promote until we say so. And then okay, there was a deadline on July 14th, but they're oh, by this Friday, you need to hand in your submissions of your mixes, your visuals, and your promotional videos on the end of this Friday. But then they're oh yeah, cutoff's June 18th. And I'm like, June 18th? I'm like, is it this Friday, which would be the 14th? And then the 18th's fucking another day. And then so I'm like, which one is it? And on top of that, they told us that cutoff line was okay, they told us that on a Tuesday, and then fucking that message came in on Saturday. So they told us on Saturday, pretty much Saturday, hey, turn in your fucking shit on Tuesday. It's how the fuck are we supposed to know that you're supposed to do that? I know we're supposed to be prepping, but what if someone wasn't prepping all that time?
Yeah.
And they're oh, I have till July 4th and 6th to get it ready. And I'm okay, that's kind of a weird thing that you want a pre-recorded submission. And then so that's pretty much what it is. They want a pre-recorded submission to be locked in, and then fucking you play it the same exact thing. I'm guessing they just want to hear it. I don't know. It's the first international fucking set I've ever done. So it's gonna be and plus I'm in this stadium.
Oh yeah, because they're gonna broadcast it, right?
Yeah, that was another thing. The contract I signed. Oh my god. But I was just I'm gonna have to. I have no lawyer with me. I know that how this was going to work out. So I was I'm just going to have to sign this contract.
Was it a really thick contract?
It was kind of thick, but I read every single line, word for word. I'm kind of used to it. And I knew what they're trying to say. And I was I'm just going to have to. There's no other option, at this point. Because literally it was just everything.
Basically, they probably got rights to all
that was all it was. It was okay, you're going to perform here, but everything you perform, everything you use, and everything to your likeness, is ours. And then for future marketing, we're allowed to reuse that, resell it, and then do that with your likeness. But obviously, I don't get any royalties from that. It's just we're gonna do it with your face. So basically, if I fucking rock the house and they just keep reposting that, I don't get shit from that. It's just it's there to their benefit to make them look good. Everything was whatever you do, we're gonna make ourselves look good better. And I'm okay, whatever. I was I don't have any lawyer with me. I don't have an option. If I say no to this, there's no way or time. Even if I tried negotiating, I feel it would have fucked up so many ways because they're really bad at getting back. So I was no. But yeah, no, Sad Boy Summer was supposed to come out today, but I'm going to push it probably towards the end of summer because I need to work on the rest of that visual set. Logan, I'm talking to you, motherfucker. Give me those fucking visuals. Um, sorry.
Demanding.
Yeah, I guess.
Give me those fucking visuals.
I know you're a married man, dude, but put your homies
Wait, he's
with
a
you.
married man?
He's engaged. Happy
Oh,
engagement,
okay,
guys.
okay.
We love you.
I was like,
We're so
what?
happy for you.
I mean, I know I don't know him like that, but I'm like, damn, I didn't know that.
Everybody is, dude. My fucking hairstylist got fucking engaged. He got engaged. Someone else I know and got engaged. 2 other people are like looking to and get engaged, and I'm just like over here just making music as a single man in Los Angeles.
Hey,
I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm married to my fucking career, but like it's all good.
I'm not engaged either, so
I mean, we got each other, bro. Bros,
true,
we got each other. Nickwit and Solid Snake.
I don't know how you felt, but yeah, true, we are. Nickwit and Solid Snake.
Brought to you by Chuck Norris Water.
Nickwit. Yeah, so like a couple years ago, I was like, it's kind of weird that like none of my friends are married, or like nobody I know is married.
I think.
But then now everybody's starting to get. I think people are just getting married later. People used to get married in their 20s, and now it's like 30s.
You know what? Not to talk any nonsense, but I feel like a lot of people I've known that got married in their 20s are now getting divorced. Like, it's so bizarre. And then I feel like the people that are waiting to their 30s are like kind of a little bit more solidified, but like, I don't know. That's just the way life is governed. Who's to say? I'm not the one to talk about relationships.
Well, part of it is like I won't spend too long on this, but the economy's like destroyed. So like
it's really bad.
It's very hard for anyone to really make money.
So I think that's a thing too.
You're gonna be married and broke, like, you know.
That's the thing that scares me, because I know a lot of people talk about like they want to have a kid. I think that's a lot of people's dream, is to have a kid. That's just like they want. I think the thing with me is like I would love to have a foundation, and then on top of that, I would love to fucking I don't want to have my kid like going through struggle with me. You know, I've been through struggle. You've been through struggle growing up, and I would not want that for my kid. I would not want that in any kind of like way or form. So, I mean, like one of my friend's dads told me, he's like, it doesn't matter. Like if you have people that are there, like willing to help you and like build that family foundation with you, like let them help you. And I'm like, well, yeah, for sure. But like, I just don't want, you know, the kid like going through a struggle regardless. Because don't get me wrong. Like I feel like regardless, that family will always be there to help, but I'd rather have that family there help with a little bit more foundation.
No, you know? It makes sense. Like you don't want to still be living at home and have a kid. Like nobody really wants that. You know, it's not ideal. You know?
Yeah. No, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, yeah, the economy is pretty shitty right now. So that was another thing too. Like I think so many people are just concerned about themselves. Like everyone's always just like, fuck, I got to do what I got to do. And then we like hardly see each other. And then we really notice how much all of us are going through when we connect and then like see each other. We're like, oh fuck, we're all going through this, dude.
Yeah.
Like when I saw my aunt and my cousin, and when I saw Mars and I saw everybody and like heard their side of the story, it kind of made me feel better. I was like, okay, at least I'm not doing shitty. Like everyone's doing pretty bad right now. Like we're all going through it like simultaneously.
Yes. So. Speaking of that.
So the only way we're gonna get through this is together. That's something we gotta like we gotta break out of our shell and like know we're gonna help each other uplift from this. Honestly.
Facts. Yes, speaking of that, shout out to your brother. I don't know if your brother tells you, Manuel. Well, actually, I talked to both your brothers, but like Manuel.
That's so funny.
I'm like, we're sending each other stuff like all day, every day.
Yeah,
you know that? Or no?
Yeah. Both of you guys. I'm sorry, dude. I can't keep up. I don't got time. Because
it's kind of funny.
Manuel has. Okay, I love my brother. Manuel, if you're listening to this, I love you so much. But dude, you send so much fucking things that I'm just like. Because at some point it's just too much,
just builds up,
and then I can't. Because honestly, there's times I've taken like 2 hours out of my day just to go back and see all of it and respond to it, and I'm like, I can't do this. Like that's time out of my day. I need time to, because I'm at this point in time, like traffic, doing shit like that, scrolling takes my time away from me creating. Like if you're taking time away from my creative time, I'm like, I can't do that. I'm sorry. I got to make time for what I got to make time for. What's important to me? Working out. Creating shit, fucking meditating and shit like that.
No, yeah.
Don't masturbate, meditate.
Yeah, I feel that. That's why sometimes, like, if I won't send too much stuff in the group chat in a row, because I'm like, damn, I don't want to be like sending too much shit.
Yeah,
because I have the same.
Once in a great while, you'll see me send a meme or two.
I have a bunch of people.
Oh, don't get me wrong, you got a galley gun of fucking memes. Like if I let you loose, you're probably sitting there fucking with like fucking predator style, fucking letting it get off and shit.
If like one arm was memes and the other was nudes, I don't know which one would run out first. memes and nudes.
You never know. You never know. That's the facts brought to you by Zachary Young.
You remember when I don't know, it's just funny that that's a thing that I'll just like get nudes.
Yeah.
Like when I was getting nudes off of Stereo, it's like, it's not even, for those who don't know, Stereo is an app where there's not even pictures.
So this is gonna, I mean, it's already been a fucking 18+ episode, so whatever. We're about to get into it right now.
Well, we're past the 10-minute mark, so we're good.
Okay.
For monetization.
Oh yeah, we are, huh? All right,
we're
cool.
we're like.
If
13.
fucking Instagram takes me off right now, like you're talking about shit you should not be talking. Sometimes they take me off for the most stupidest shit. And then
it actually hasn't taken me off before.
It's been fucking stupid. Well,
I get in trouble all the damn time though.
So is TikTok. TikTok took down one of my promotional videos for AX, and it was like, this breaks code and violations. I'm like, how? Like, it's my original song. On top of that, it's fucking shit I made visually wise. Like, I put a censor warning. Like, how is this getting taken off? It just didn't give me an answer. It's like, see our rules and guidelines. And I was like, okay, what the fuck ever the fuck that is.
Sorry.
And then Instagram, if it turns off on me right now for talking shit, I'm sorry. But it's just so many flags for song copyright.
Oh, really?
And then like a lot of times, like, your shit was not played in these regions, or like you cannot use this right now. And then like it'll just shut off, like automatic. Like if it hears a snippet of a song that it recognizes, it'll just shut off. And I'm like, dude, come on. Like I'm remixing it. I fucking sped it up. I looped it. Like it's not the same thing, but it's just getting, I don't know, anal.
It was doing stuff like that with our album at first, because there's like samples on there.
Right. It did that.
Stopped doing that though.
Okay.
Like now it's like good. I think.
Okay.
I haven't had issues, but I remember I was trying to promote it, and I was like, then I waited a couple of days, and then it was fine.
Okay.
But at first, it was like, oh, this is blocked in these countries,
yeah,
all these regions. I was like, damn,
it'd be acting up lately. Instagram. Oh, go ahead.
And then I might take it off, but I put copyright stuff on my own music,
as you should.
But then, like when I tried to post it, I got in trouble by myself.
That's so weird.
Because it was owned by me, and I was posting it in an unauthorized way.
Were you authenticated then? Or
yeah.
No?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like it was like, oh, this is registered, but I'm the one who registered it.
Wait, were you authenticated though through Instagram or no? Not yet.
No, my bad. This was on YouTube. I was trying to post my music video.
Okay.
And the song was registered, so it was like, oh, this is unauthorized use. But it was like, yeah, it's fun. Then I went in and gave myself permission to use my song.
Yeah, it's so funny. Stupid. We gotta figure out the algorithm a lot. I know. Here's the thing. I feel like we've been so used to Instagram for so long because it was the first, one of the first.
Well, in a way, I mean, the first was probably MySpace.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But like, no, like picture platform like this.
Picture platform.
Yeah, like Instagram was like the first thing we got introduced to. We're like, this is fun as fuck, and it was so engaging, so much fun. And then I feel like it was that girl that was popular, but then like did a twist on all of us, or we just like found out she's like addicted to crack, and then we're just like, oh no, like,
or just like she's a bitch.
Yeah, and we're like, get away and stuff like that now. Because honestly, it's to be even like there's other platforms to grow, and like we're just so used to Instagram because it's Instagram, and we've been like, it's someone we've known for a long time, and we want better for them, but it's just we feel like it's just not getting better. Like it's changing for sure, but it's just.
Yeah, it's
not what it is. It's there. It's fun to like see what people do because it keeps us connected. It's like, I don't know, like the fucking Facebook now of like millennials and Gen Z, and then like you can grow on it, but honestly, it's better not to.
I think if you really want to see, I'm about to just like, I've been meaning to do this for a while, but just like post a bunch of stuff on there. And see what
they
happens.
said no, yeah. What is it? Someone told me that they went on a call with Instagram, and then it was
I've
like
done that,
it was like.
Or Meta.
Yeah, it was like, what the fuck was it? It was like 3 posts a week, 2 reels, and then like your broadcasts are kind of like here and there, but also on top of that, you need to go live at a set time like every week. Like if you want to like grow and see engagement, like to go live, like have a set time and day, like I'm going live this week, and then fucking like do 3 posts just for like whatever fucking shit post, and then like do reels. They really want you to do reels. And you know what least matters, which I was like kind of a blow away.
Pictures.
No, right? Stories.
Stories. Oh yeah.
And I was like, really? I was like, I feel like stories is
I'm doing it like the opposite because I do all stories.
Yeah, so do I. I feel like, and that's the thing too. People said that like they follow people that like have stories because they feel like their stories are more engaging than their actual content.
Yeah,
and I do that. I feel like my stories are better than all my content.
Well,
honestly.
I like how they delete. I feel like I can test stuff out.
Yeah, like, I've noticed this too, and I know it's a fact. But they said like let your story, like post a story, don't post more than like 8, because once you post more than 8, it just becomes redundant, and it just like like you're sitting there like scrolling your fucking thumb to get through all the fucking stories and shit, like, which is true. But they said to like post like at least the top of 8, and then let that run out, like let that fully renderly run out, and then like wait, and then start posting stories again, and you'll notice your engagement like pop up more to people.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
recently,
because like if you just keep posting stories, like it's just getting like, you know, sent to the algorithm of your friends and your like, and all the people that follow you are just hardly seeing it. But then when you post a new story after it's like one's ran out for a very long time, and you post it again, it's like, oh, guess who fucking posted a new story? It's like kind of broadcasting that you posted a new story. So
they posted on their story for the first time.
Yeah, like that. Exactly. That, like shit like that. But what they're really trying to push right now too is threads. They're really trying to push threads.
I've had some threads that went off
because they said too, they're like, oh, don't post on your stories to promote shit, post on threads. And I was like, really? Like, you're gonna tell us to like not promote on our stories but post on threads? I see what you're doing here. But I think what the key rule is to like post on threads and then share that to your stories.
I do that
because that's, I think, what they want is to like have that pop off. And then because obviously Instagram's trying to compete with everything.
Yeah,
it's trying to compete with it's already still Facebook. It's trying to compete with TikTok with Reels. It's trying to be fucking X with fucking Threads. Like, it's just doing this like a search engine like YouTube. Like a
whole,
and so it's literally, it's not its own platform anymore. It's a copycat of like everything that's popular.
I will say that Threads is actually pretty fun, though.
It is.
From my experience,
I feel like my algorithm for it has kind of got drowned out. I don't know if I really like it.
What's in your algorithm?
It's just a bunch. I mean, obviously, it's just like all the Drake and Kendrick shit like that.
Yeah, that's mine.
But I mean, when I first began it, it was just nothing but like music artist and like feat. It was so good. And then like it was music and art. It was just music and art. And then now it's just like the Kendrick fucking beef. And I'm just
been going. It's probably because we engaged with it.
Yeah. And I think I'm trying to get it off now. I'm just like, oh, I don't want to fucking see this. Like, I want to see more of my other shit. So.
There's so many annoying Drake fans on there.
There's a lot of annoying all fans, just in general.
There's annoying Kendrick fans on there too.
Because they just all talk shit. Like everyone just like, that's what I'm saying. Like everyone engages when it's like a shit post, an argument, or fucking like a comedic post. That's the only time you see comments hit. Like, if it's anything else, there's no comments. Like, it'll be like, oh, good for you, girl. Like, oh, look at your cool shit. Nice job, dude. But like, no one really comments. Even when people high followings will be like 17 comments or some shit. Yeah,
it's crazy.
And then when there's a shit post or an argument, like people flood that shit and then just give their stupid ass opinions. Or, I'm like, bro.
You know what would probably be a smart way to market? Is say stuff that's not true. And then people will just correct you. People love to fucking correct
someone said that. Someone, I think a girl on TikTok said like, was just like, oh, she's like, you want something to blow up? Like say something very controversial on TikTok, but turn off your commenting. Everyone will always want to be heard, and they'll go back to your last video and comment on that. Like, like they'll literally like smart. And she's all like, honestly, because if you say something controversial, like people always want to give out their opinion. Because
that's what I found.
Yeah, people just want to fucking be heard. They'll be like, no, fuck that. I'm gonna tell this person like you're not right. Like I want to. Just like everyone's being turned against each other somewhere or another.
You know what's annoying though now is like with people now, their attention spans are so fucking short that they won't even pay attention to everything you said, and they'll just start disagreeing. It's like you didn't even read the whole shit.
Yeah, they didn't read it. They don't listen.
Or like, you know what?
They zone out.
How do you feel about the term lyrical hip hop when people say, "Oh, he's lyrical"?
I think it's just being like saying like, oh, I don't have time to fucking listen to that. It's just being like, I don't want to fucking like be.
What would you say that? Yeah,
that or lyrical or like bar wise, bar worthy, like like it's like bar worthy and stuff like that. Because there is true, but I hope that. I mean, with this Kendrick Drake beef though, people are kind of realizing how much more they're like investing their time to like, because people have said it like Drake's just doing shit for popularity. Kendrick's like taking us to class where we have to like reread shit and like study it and then go back, and it's fun. I think it's fun. Some people don't. Some people just want like the short dopamine hit. I know it's the same for EDM. There's a post about Tiesto when he was like trans Tiesto. My EDM people know what I'm talking about here.
For a second, I thought you said trans Tiesto.
That too. He almost looks like a trans, but but no offense to trans. But it's just like he is Dutch. That's that. I will take offense to Dutch people. No, but when he was trans, before he became like bought into like the fucking commercialism of just like, you know, like a Vegas DJ, he has a very long buildup, and it's a very long buildup for like this song, and it's very energetic, and it's like kind of pleasing because it just like makes you like go through a groove. And it's just nice to hear. And then some people commented like, this is too long. I don't need this. Like, I don't have time or patience for that. And I'm like, fast drops are like seriously overplayed. Like, it's just like super repetitive and you're getting a short dopamine hit. Like, that's what it is. All of this is just short dopamine hits. Everyone wants something quickly. Yeah. No one wants to stay for the story. Like, I like long movies. I love long movies. People don't like that shit. People don't like long videos. If they're good,
I'm cool with long movies.
People don't like...
If they're bad, it's rough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel you.
But it's just the thing. It's just like everyone's so like overstimulated. And then they wonder why they're depressed. Everyone, ADD, everyone wonders like why they have ADD, or they wonder why they're depressed, or wonder why they can't focus. It's just because everything's short dopamine hits. I take a look at my analytics, and literally like some of even the shortest videos I have that are like 5 seconds, like they're like, it's like, oh, your average watch time was like a second, or like I'm surprised one of my promotional videos that was like 25 seconds, the longest like watch period was like 11 seconds. And I was like, wow, that's astounding. Like 11 seconds. Like people actually watch like on average that much. Cause honestly, people like will watch like a good minute of it and then be like, okay, I don't care. Like it's just like a swipe of every single fuck time. Like no one soaks in the information unless they really want to put their attention towards it. Yeah. And then they'll be so quick to talk shit like it wasn't that good or some shit. It's like, dude, you're not putting yourself up there applying.
Yeah,
like,
you know. Yeah, you didn't really actually invest the time.
I just wish people just paid attention more.
Yeah.
In the sense.
It would be nice.
People are stuck to their phones.
That's what I was gonna say is so on what did I say?
As I'm live broadcasting on my phone. I'm not scrolling though. On this phone. That's the thing. I don't fucking scroll. Like I will post. That's why I don't even send memes, because like I don't scroll. Like I literally will post my shit, look at my analytics and just kind of study the numbers and I'll get off. Like I don't have time to fucking be scrolling like at all.
It does. Yeah. It's time consuming for sure.
Yeah. Cause then trust me, you get in a fucking loop, you get stuck and you're just sitting there looking and looking and looking and looking and looking and looking.
Yeah. And I've heard that they'll do shit where they'll like give you a positive thing, and then they'll switch it up negative.
Yeah.
And then they'll like try to keep you like
exactly
where you keep,
even
like
same, someone even said the statistic of TikTok, which was like if you go viral, like, and it happens for a lot of people. Like I've seen people's videos go like to 5 million or like 1 million just from like one video. But if you look at their, like the rest of their feed, that's the only video that went viral. Like the rest of the other shit's just normal or basic or whatever. Yeah. And then because like it rewards you with this like huge dopamine hit of like, oh shit, I'm viral now. And then like you keep trying to get that and achieve it. And it's just not giving it to you. Like you're getting, and then you're wondering like, why are my numbers doing that good? And then you get depressed that you're not hitting that fucking quota again. Yeah. It's not being rewarding. You're not getting rewarded to the system that's trying to just captivate you into it. And then that's where you get depressed about it. Like, it's just such a weird game to play.
Yeah. That's kind of
all of it is just a game. It really
is weird. Yeah.
It's the game.
That's kind of how I was feeling. Like, I was noticing on threads, the stuff that would take off was if I was commenting on, it's Kendrick and Drake, but especially something negative. Mm-hmm. That's the shit that would like, take off.
Yeah, a lot of people love feeding into the negative fucking controversial shit, and I don't like that. I honestly keep that shit away from me.
But then one of the things that
get that shit away from my energy.
Yeah, one of the things that was getting annoying is like people just not reading what you're saying. So I would say what was the last thing that happened on? I got like 20 comments. Oh, it was like, did you hear that they were saying that Kendrick paid like 2,500 for like 30 million streams or whatever. So I had a comment. I was like, if this is true, why doesn't everybody do it? Yeah. Like if you could pay 2,500 for that many streams. And I was like, by the way, most of your favorite artists have fake streams. You can't help it because sometimes this happened to me. You get added to playlists that are fake playlists. You can't control what playlist somebody adds you to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I'm in trouble for that right now. It's like, but
stop getting in trouble on the internet.
But I didn't do any. It was just like,
I feel like you and my friend Carlos, shout out to Sulk Forum. Sulk Forum, if you're watching this, shout out to you. Very hardworking man. Gay man that's fucking like literally putting so much work in Los Angeles. Check him out. But anyways, no, you and him, I feel like always get shadow banned or like banned somehow because you guys are just so forward about shit that like Instagram's like no, and then they're just like fucking like shutting you down, and I'm like, that's like. Because I feel like you and him tell me that all the time. Like, you haven't been shadow banned? I'm like, I personally haven't, but I know like you two have. So I'm like,
yeah. Well, you wouldn't really know if you were either.
No.
You can't fully
search
tell.
Yourself up or some shit. I forgot what it was that he said.
What's weird is if you Google Zero Grav, I'm the first thing that comes up. So
I show up
weird.
now on Google.
You do?
I do.
Cool.
I show up on Pinterest and my Instagram show up, and I'm like, nice.
Cool. Yeah, that's a good sign.
It's a start, though.
Yeah,
it's a start.
I'm competing with some shit too, because Zero Grav, like there's like a brewery or just like Zero Grav.
I feel like that's, you know what? No offense. I feel like it is kind of common to hear that. So it's because it's like a cool name. So I feel like it's kind of common to hear that. So
but it makes it harder for you to be like the first thing that comes up.
You know, I mean, unless you just got to keep working. Keep working, dude.
Well, I did. That's what I'm saying.
Like the book, get yourself up there, get yourself on that level where you're on the stages, perform like that. And then one day you will be the first that comes up and all that shit will be secondary. Guaranteed.
No, I'm saying I am now, but like, I feel good about that.
It's my shit.
Because I'm just
all the girls. Sorry.
I feel good about that because there's shit that is relevant that is also Zero Grav, but apparently I'm the most relevant.
That's good. I mean, at least you're getting searched in that engine. Going back to what we were saying though about that, about you're the getting in trouble thing. I feel like the thing is too, people always want to argue on shit that's controversial because everyone's always looking to like diss each other, be like questioning each other's like intellect. Everyone's always looking to correct each other's facts and like intellect, and everyone's always looking to be like fact check intellect, like you're fucking stupid, like you're an idiot, this guy's opinion's this. Everyone's always trying to correct each other. I don't know what the separation is. It's not like we're educationally having to debate. It's like we're just trying to fucking be assholes to one another, and I don't like it. Honestly.
That's exactly what it was. Is I said like everybody. I basically said if you could only pay $2,500 to get 30 million streams, everybody would do that. Like, you know.
On top of that too, people are not listening to listen. People are listening to answer back.
Yeah.
Everyone's always like listening to your ear, and they're like, okay, this. Like it's never like okay. And like, tell me more. Listen. Why do you feel that way? Why is it like you're going through that kind of matter? And like, no one's really listening. Everyone's always just listening to like give you an answer because like, oh, you did this. Okay. This is the best attribute. Let me tell you my advice. Or like, it's just like, I don't want to hear that sometimes. Like sometimes people just want someone to listen to them, so to speak. Really. That's what therapy's for. Everyone's always just wanting someone to listen to them. Really.
Yeah.
A shoulder to cry on.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel loopy. I'm sorry. I don't know why. Oh, I had an energy drink. That's probably why I felt loopy. My bad. Are you all smiling in there?
Smiling.
I don't know who's watching the live right now. I have my like volume kind of high to people that are following right now.
Yeah. So anyway, long story short, all the comments on there was like, actually, everyone does this. Actually, I was like, bro, I'm fucking saying that there's a bunch of fake streams. What I'm saying is that you can't get 30 million streams for $2,500. Like that doesn't.
Don't get me wrong. Like there's times I fucking
get banned.
Yeah. There's times I saw some really stupid comments, and I'm just like, there's no way people think like this. There's no way like people like don't educate themselves. And then like I'm about to say something and I'll type it out and then I'll look at it and be like, where is this coming from? Like this is just negative. This is stupid. And then I feel like you're just giving into that demand. And I'm like, I don't want to give into that. So you just like delete. You know what
I'll honestly do on Threads is Threads shows you the view count. So the only shit that I'll engage with is shit that has high views. If it's some random guy, like, this doesn't get anything.
Yeah.
But if it's somebody that's getting like if they got like thousands of views, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna drop this. And then it usually works out. Fucking there's like a bunch, because all I'm trying to do at the end of the day is just get people to listen to my music, you know. But
everyone is though.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone's just trying to like, you know, promote themselves in some type of way of their music and art.
So if the algorithm
and fart.
That's the thing that's funny is when people get mad when you comment on something. It's like the algorithm fed me this. Like you wanted to be seen, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like what do you want? Not everyone's gonna agree with you. Like,
no, not at all.
You know, I ignore most of the shit that's annoying, but if I see something that's particularly annoying and it's getting engagement, maybe I'll drop in there.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, in a sense, I mean that's what they say to like, you know, kind of get yourself noticed is give shit like that.
It usually works out too.
Sometimes I'll like make a comment, like a funny comment here and there, and then like it'll get high engagement, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like I don't even know I fucking said that. Like, or like people like engage with that shit. I remember, because I don't get notified. I don't get notified of like, oh, do you even get notified of that stuff? Like if your comment
a lot of
pops
times
off?
It doesn't show up.
Because I'm like sometimes like I'll revisit a post and then I'll look at my comment and then it'll be like 84K likes or something like that, and a bunch of. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, when did that get engaged with? Like I got no fucking like evidence of that whatsoever. But I don't know. I don't really like care. So
yeah, it's weird. Yeah. And then to me, it's like, none of this stuff really matters to me. Like at the end of the day, I think we both just want to like be able to make more of a
because
career
it's
out of music.
stimulating in a sense that like it's non-organic, but it's still giving people like a like I don't know, it's compensating for something, honestly, and like whatever it may be. A lack of like interest of people, but they thinking that like actually doing it online is a little bit more engaging. Like, no, dude, like in real life, IRL, dude, IRL, not LARPing. All of you are LARPing online.
LARPing.
Everyone's LARPing online. They used to make fun of nerds for LARPing and like a live action, and now I feel like nerds that LARP in real life are way more cooler than the people that LARP online. Facts. Check that shit. All right, enough chewy.
That is true.
So I don't know. I mean, it's just the whole thing. But yeah, I don't know. Besides that, I mean, besides trying to get the engagement, especially like, you know, like putting my music out and stuff like that, I've been kind of busy trying to stay off online. But like I said, I only go on there to post. I really don't go on to scroll. I'm on there to basically kind of engage with my audience when I can, and I just try to keep off online. Plus, I've made it a kind of like a practice not to be online so much. Like you know me, I used to take like weekly breaks. Like I would always take like a fucking week off, and then I'll get back on. Or I think the longest I've done is like a month. I've done month breaks before, and then people like lose it. They're like, "Where are you? What happened to you? Like, why aren't you like fucking? Like,
Where are you?"
Yeah, like they're like, "Why aren't you like why aren't you online and stuff like that?" I thought something happened to you. I'm like, "No, I'm taking a break from social media. Like, I don't need to be on it." But here's the thing, like even with me with my micro influencing, like when you're doing influencing, like you have to be kind of online. Like you have to
keep going
present in some kind of sense, because you just can't take month breaks. Like it's just not a thing, you know? Like, I mean, that's the thing too, they say, is to like create content, and then like you can just post whenever, like post a video here or there and stuff like that, and stuff that you posted a while ago kind of gets engaged or resurfaces. So as long as you like create enough content where you don't have to be like fucking making it every single day, then you can just keep posting and posting and posting and shit until a point where you have enough stacked up that you don't need to be posting every fucking day and shit. So
yeah, honestly, probably the best way to do it is like to set aside like one day where you record like 100 videos or something wild.
Yeah, they said like take a day out of the week, like a Saturday or Sunday, like make a shitload of videos and then just
upload them throughout the week.
Yeah, or just like fucking whenever you can, or have that engagement. So
I don't know how you feel though, but it's like I don't even want to do. I'm gonna do it, but I don't even want to do.
I do it. I do it in a sense that I do have fun.
Sometimes
like if I'm doing it and it's forceful, then I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I doing this? Like, why is it? But if it's just like me doing something random, like I don't give a fuck. And honestly, I feel like I've been getting more engagement doing random shit where I'm just like enjoying myself.
Yeah, probably just be yourself.
Yeah, like I'm just being myself, and I'm just like, like whatever, like here, create a video here and there. I'm not like forcing myself to be like, okay, here's the thing. If you want to be content creating, you got to treat it like a job. You really do. You have to create that shit like a job, because it's not going to work with you just being like, okay, here. It could. Don't get me wrong. There's people that blow up just by fucking randomly doing it, like, you know, just for the heck of it. But that's a rare chance. So you can't just assume that's what's going to happen. If you want to get out there, you're going to have to put in the work for it. Research your shit, look at your analytics, fucking like get to it like a 9 to 5 and shit, and set up a day, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother smorgasbord.
When it's a lot of people that are just like trying to get famous too. Like that's
there is money to be made off of it, but I don't know. I feel like the thing is now is that there's a lot of marketing, and a lot of people marketers are using people to sell their product, so that way they can give them money, because there is money to be made, but it's just more of like the more you're selling shit, the more they're going to get paid out for doing it, honestly. So yeah, there's milestones. TikTok has a lot of milestones, and then when you get to a certain point, they start giving you attributes for like, oh, sell this product, make videos selling products, and like we'll give you money. You can make like 14K a month fucking doing that.
Just doing that, yeah.
You're just selling products. But I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like in a sense you're just losing authenticity, because then you're just becoming a salesman.
Yeah.
You're basically becoming like a commercial salesman. Like you're just like commercially fucking recording, and then you become an advertisement. That's really what you're becoming, is just an advertisement. You're getting paid. You are. I mean, if you don't care about that, I mean, to each his own. By all means, do that. But as far as me, I want to make art and music, so I'm trying to get paid for that. I'm not trying to fucking be an advertisement. I got to advertise myself.
Not trying to be Billy Mays.
Yeah, I got to advertise myself. If that was like my actual job, if I was at my job though, I would take full liability of that, because if you're that guy, you're obviously doing what you want to do and you love, because you're advertising yourself and a product. But I mean, like I said, I got to advertise myself as an artist. So as we all got to learn how to do that, you know, it's something like a marketing tool. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you I am gonna do this. I'm gonna make a mixtape, probably more than one, called Flex Tape.
Flex Tape, yes.
And I'm gonna cut up all those Billy Mays samples.
Yeah.
But I just thought of like slowing them down, like another fantastic product. Like that's like just having drops like that.
But Billy Mays here. R.I.P. to the Coke King.
Right. He like hit his head in a plane or something, right?
Is that what happened? Is that how he died? I thought he died from a heart attack.
He got in a plane accident like the day before he died or whatever.
Really? So he hit his head and he got a concussion?
Good night, sweet prince.
Those make me laugh so much sometimes.
Good night, sweet prince.
Yeah. I saw like a post where it was like talking about social media. I saw like one meme that my friend sent me where it was like Godzilla did like a laser beam to like Rodan, but it's like when I do a bong rip and blow it at that random fly and it like just crashes down and lands and like someone's comments like "Good night, sweet prince." I'm like, real, that fly I hate it as fuck right now.
Yeah, the first time I heard that, I thought it was funny as hell. I think it was about Billy Mays. Someone said that when he died.
Really?
I just thought it was funny, and I've like have used it since then.
I thought it was about Harambe Kun.
No, this is before.
Oh dang, Jinayone.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyways, yeah. What have you been up to? What's up with your engagement?
What have I been up to?
What's up with on the news with Zero Grav? I got to interview you now at this point.
Right. You know, I've been writing like I got to finish the book. Now I'm at the editing phase.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm a perfectionist, so it's like I don't want to leave errors.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, like later, I don't want to be like reading the book later and be like, oh, damn, there's like a space between that period or whatever, you know? Like, so I'm trying to get rid
double
of
spacing and shit.
Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah. Yeah, apparently I learned in school that you're supposed to double space after a sentence. Apparently,
yes,
you're not supposed to do that.
There's a lot of things I feel like, I don't know, our literature kind of like what we're taught was wrong. Because do you remember being taught in school that like, okay, I has to be capitalized, of course, like when it's standalone. Do you remember that A has to be capitalized when it's alone? Do you remember that? Like, it's just like, oh, if you use the letter A to like continue a sentence, it has to be capitalized. And then somewhere along the lines, like it doesn't now. And I'm like, okay, so now it can be lowercase. I always thought that would be capitalized, but I remember being taught that in school. And then now apparently that's wrong. So I'm just like, okay, like, whatever.
It's interesting.
So I think things just change over time.
Probably. Yeah.
Whoever gave me a like, thank you, by the way. I love you so much.
And then some people don't use
make sweet love to you all night. No,
all night,
not all night.
Tag
unless
team.
I know you that well, then maybe
tag team. No,
yeah, no. Keep your hands away, sir. It's my fulfillment. Okay.
I'm just trying to be there for the fans.
Yeah, for not even the cheddar biscuit. Now we're not even the fams getting cheddar biscuits, granddad.
The cheddar biscuits.
But yeah, the book's almost done.
Damn, Red Lobster's going out of business.
It is.
Yeah. No more cheddar biscuits.
I know. Fucking. What did I see? I mean, to each his own, honestly. But I was in Long Beach and I was driving like by this, I think the United like theater or whatever. And then there's all these restaurants closed, and I'm like, dang, are these like going out of business? It was like Mimi's Cafe, it was Red Lobster, it was Claim Jumper, it was like I think something else, and I was like, dude, like, are these officially finally going out of business? Like these big ass fucking chains and shit. I mean, kind of cool though, because I mean, people should be eating more organically, and on top of that, to mom and pops. I feel like, honestly.
I mean, it is sad. Some of the stuff.
A lot of that shit was frozen food, anyways.
Well, it depends on. I guess it depends.
We need to take Chili's down, bro. That needs to go down.
Chili's?
Yeah, Chili's needs to be taken down. That's Chili's in my retrospect.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I mean, I guess I'm more sad when the mom and pops go out of business. But it's a little sad when stuff like...
make a beat out of it.
Well, like James Games was sad, for sure.
Almost, my bad. I'm over here beat batching over here on the soundboard. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's crazy to see that shit's kind of fucking closing down.
Or like, it went out of business. It was a pick and save years ago, and then it became a Big Lots in Upland over there by Stater Brothers.
Oh, you know what actually went out of business is fucking 99-cent store, dude.
Yeah, but then Dollar Tree bought a bunch of the locations now.
Yeah. So I guess that makes sense.
I don't know if they're going to turn them into Dollar Trees, if it's going to be 99 still. But
no, it's most likely going to be like Dollar Tree. I think they're just taking over the property that they had and be like, well, where they failed, we're picking up from.
Well, but Dollar Tree also owns Family Dollar.
Oh, yeah. I know that.
Well, yeah. Ooh. So then they might keep them the same.
Uh-huh.
Because, I mean...
My microphone's full.
Because, I mean,
shit.
the
Hold
90...
on, fam.
Whoa.
No, what's going on?
Whoa.
Stay. What's going on,
You
fam?
probably gotta like.
There we go. Let me
I was gonna
scoot
say maybe it's
closer.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I feel like the 99 is actually different from Dollar Tree
For sure.
and like
It
Family
really
Dollar.
is.
Like they're all a little different. So I feel
Uh-huh.
like they probably would keep it the same. Maybe make their own little changes.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, unless they bought them out, unless they monopolized them and just bought out the territory, they Yakuza their ass and like fucking just bought out the territory and they're like, okay, now I'm gonna own this now.
People really depend on the 99 though.
They did. And
So
now it's Dollar Tree. Now Dollar
that's-
Tree is the fucking big financial gain from that shit, in which they're gonna go up in market value because they're gonna be taking over the spots and people are gonna have no other option but to go to that store.
But the thing is that, well, I think the 99 was just badly managed from what I was reading.
Yeah.
Because like
I think it flourished in the 90s.
it did,
Irrelevantly,
but
it flourished in the 90s.
Whoever took it over like fucked it up.
Yeah, so to speak.
But honestly though, like there's people, everybody's struggling. So
I know
people buy their dinner.
There's been a lot of
shit,
downfalls, honestly. Like right when COVID hit, and then there was a lot of business that just lost out. A lot of businesses sank or swam or just barely made it through. And then fucking like the recession of COVID, because we needed to financially heal after that time spot. And I think we're still kind of weeding out the fucking ends of it right now. And plus the economy is just shit right now. And then,
bad,
and then as much as people are like the money gurus, like just because people say the economy shit, like you shouldn't be listening to that shit. I'm like, I feel like you shouldn't be listening to that because we're all in this. And honestly, like you should be looking at the financial gain of all this fucking like shit going on. But chains are getting lost now. Like fucking places are getting shut down still. And then people are like, places are running out of money. And it's just like, it's just a huge gap to be in. It sucks.
Well, it's a bad sign, like
especially if we go into war. If we go into war, dude, that's gonna be such a financial loss on our part. It's gonna be a lot.
Well, a lot of times in the past, war actually boosted the economy, but now,
no, not now.
Well, it's only going to boost rich people.
Yeah,
because it's going to boost like
I feel like
weapons manufacturers.
It's literally did that for a reason. It's just like, oh yeah, it's going to boost everything else.
But things like greed is just. I mean, there's always been greed, but it's like it only gets worse over time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's it called? So, well, this is a minor like issue compared, but when I said I got in trouble, they took some of my albums off of Spotify now.
No way.
Yeah, because they said that it was artificial streams. But here's the thing. Yeah.
What? Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my Lord.
But here's the thing that's wild about that is that I put them up on DistroKid, right?
Artist Nature, yeah.
And
that's not doing too good either. DistroKid's kind of going under right now.
Yeah, I might not be using them anymore. What happened is they have a feature in there called Wheel of Playlist, and
that's original. Wheel of Playlist.
Yeah, so you like roll a thing, and it puts you on a playlist, right? Okay. So it's like it's through DistroKid, who's an official like distributor to Spotify. That's all that I've done. I've never paid to be put on a playlist. So Spotify is like calling that artificial streams. So they took down like I think 3 of my albums for that.
That sucks.
And I can get them back up. Like I have to like re-upload them, but that's such bullshit. Because I
think a lot of artists are doing that relatively to all their work. And then that's what I'm saying. Like AI has been such a monumental tool lately that like that lawyer I was showing you when she was telling us about like AI and like how much people are making music and profit off of it. And then they're not marking their music made as AI and it's taken away from like actual artists and it's fucking with everyone's streams. Cause then it does that shit. It's doing like a thing where it's like, this is artificially made. So we're taking it off now. Like they're looking for authentication. But I feel like since things are just so old and there's so much music being produced, because at this point, let's be honest, there's so much saturation of music. There's a lot. You can do it with AI. You can do it with pre-made beats, pre-made chords. Producers now are calling themselves producers because they're getting like chord packs. And they're like, this is the way I make music. Okay, don't get me wrong. I know I'm going to get a lot of shit for this. People always are like, well, that's still showing creativity. I feel like you lose heart and soul because you're not playing it. You're not learning. You're not fucking like putting yourself to it. Like you're just getting like
the
shit.
Sample packs.
Yeah, you can basically make shit. Anybody can do that.
And that's that's how a lot of beats are.
Yeah, a lot of people can do that. And it's easy. And then it's just like, and then people are like, oh, this is heat. This is fire. And it's just like, no, dude, like it has no nature to it, really. Yeah. It's just losing its soul. And like, and now AI is basically doing that. But I've seen other artists, like if you go to some of your artists like albums like on YouTube and shit like that, like if you look at their albums, it'll be like an old album be like, oh, posted last year, because I feel like it's reposted, like, renewed, And you know that an album came out like in 2005, but then it's like, oh yeah, this came out last year, but it's like, no, it didn't. That was the album's old as fuck, but it's just because it's trying to like regenerate itself in the algorithm to basically so it doesn't get lost, because there is so much oversaturation, and then especially with AI music on track right now, like, oh, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
It's not captivating.
Yeah.
Freddie Mercury was right. Freddie Mercury was said that like one day it's just gonna become like, you know, computer rhythmic, and it's just gonna lose its soul. Like it's just gonna be easily made to where like it's just gonna be put through a processor and a machine, and then it's just gonna be pumped out like endlessly. Like it's gonna have no really like, you know, backbone behind it.
Yeah, that's part of the
R.I.P. Freddie Mercury.
The fact that barely anybody's playing instruments anymore. It's just like that part is sad, you know. Like a lot of the
Imagine Dragons.
Imagine Dragons. I haven't, so I don't, you know. I mean, I'm not trying to diss them, but like I've never sat there and like watched a concert, so I honestly don't know if they play instruments. It doesn't sound like it.
Just not for me.
They? Do they play instruments?
They do.
Have you seen them? Like, is there a drummer?
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
But it's just not for me.
It just doesn't sound like
I'm feeling to my hole. And then she's just like, what is this singing?
It's so filtered.
Sorry for any Imagine Dragon fans. It's just not us. It's okay. Everyone's right to their own opinion.
It's just like this.
It's okay.
It's like stadium rock, but there's no.
They're very commercial.
It's not like real instrumentation.
They are very commercial for sure. I know. I miss jam sessions. I miss when people would just go off. But I mean, some bands still do it live for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of bands still do it live.
There's still a lot of good music out there.
Or like when rappers fucking sing over the track when they're live.
Oh yeah.
When the song's playing with the lyrics and then they sing over it.
So how much of the pop out did you watch?
Pretty good percent. Where did I get
Did you see the beginning or no?
No. I didn't see the beginning.
Because the beginning was a lot of that shit.
No,
there was a lot of rappers like the first like hour of it was like that.
I didn't see that.
And I was just like,
because I came in late. I don't know, when did I come in? I think I came in when Schoolboy Q came in. Yeah.
Oh, so you just saw like Kendrick's set then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or part of his set.
Yeah, I saw when. Yeah, because I remember I got in and like Kendrick was already playing, and then I saw when Schoolboy Q and like the TDE fam came in.
So
and
they had like 3 different sets.
Yeah.
Like DJ Head and Friends, Mustard and Friends.
Mustard was there. Who else was there? Kendrick was there. Fucking LeBron James. Fucking what's his name? Howard. Well, wasn't he there too?
DeMar DeRozan was there.
Yeah, Mustard has already said that.
Russell Westbrook.
Westbrook was there. Yeah, I was like out of his cotton picking mind.
No. You can't say that.
Hey, I didn't say it. That fucking announcer said it. I'm just repeating what he said.
Yeah, true. That guy got fired too.
He did get fired. You can't be saying that shit. You can't be saying Russell Westbrook is out of his cotton picking mind.
What was that guy thinking?
It's an old term. He is old. I get it. So somewhere in his mind, he probably thought it was just like stim. But we know what's even worse is that he said Russell Westbrook is out of his, and there was a second of thought, and then he said cotton picking mind. You're like, and you're like, you thought about it for a second, like you legitimately thought about not saying it, bro, and you still said it. Like you can't be doing that, dude.
Did he have to? Was it a dare or something?
No. He just didn't. He was baffled at what he saw and tried to choose the right wording, and he landed on that.
There's like almost no way that phrase doesn't have like a racist like beginning, right?
Yeah, for sure.
These old phrases.
It says it in the fucking line.
Some of the old phrases, you'll be surprised. It's like, oh, actually, this is a very racist phrase. It's like, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know what fucking mulattoes meant for the longest time, and then I was like, because they say, "Oh, brother, where art thou?" And I was like, what does that mean? And then like for the longest time, I was like, okay, whatever the fuck that means. And then like years later, I was like, that's what that means, and I was like, that's fucking fucked up, but okay.
Yeah. Oh, you know the rapper Lotto? That's actually what her name was. She shortened it to Lotto.
Oh, really?
Because she's like mixed. Yeah. The thing that's weird though is like that's a Spanish word.
Yeah.
So that would be the masculine version, mulatto.
Yeah, mulatto, and then like lotto
would be like a mulatta.
Yeah.
Or like
I think Lotto though has a little bit more of an umph to it, so I see why her artist.
It's sort of weird. It's like Megan the Stallion. Like a stallion is a male horse.
Yeah.
Like by definition.
Yeah.
So it's weird when girls call themselves stallions. But I think
it's because it's just like not animosity. It's the strength that becomes from behind that word. But I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying. I think it's just the strength that comes from like saying like the stallion, because it's like it's triumphant. It's
But Megan the mare would actually. People don't know what a mare is.
Yeah, that's exactly why. You don't know what a mare is.
But it actually has better alliteration.
People are dumb. Like Deadmau5 said, the masses are dumb, so you got to make dumb stuff in order for them to get it.
But there is a while. I mean, some people still think Megan.
He said that, not me. But I do agree. I do agree with that though. So I'm just saying.
Some people still think that Megan Thee Stallion is trans, and I wonder if it's because of that.
I don't know.
The Stallion.
Oh, that. I mean, who knows? I mean, at this point, I feel like she'd be supported regardless.
Can't rule it out.
Yeah, I feel like she'd be restored regardless. So there's a lot of things that go onto that.
What do you think about people got mad at Eminem because he said something about like he was talking about Megan Thee Stallion
on Houdini?
And he said, I wondered if I'd have a shot at a feet. He was talking about her like a shot at a feature, but you know how she got shot in the foot?
Yeah.
People were all mad, like this white man shouldn't be talking
to
this black woman.
I know. So much of Gen Z was just like, oh, like how dare he? Like this old 50 man's washed up, like he can't be talking this shit. He's canceled. It's like, okay, you're saying cancel to a man that does not give a fuck. Like this man will fucking, and on top of that, he brought back a version of Slim Shady that's like, because he brought back a version of Slim Shady, but I heard Houdini, I'm like, that's not actual Slim Shady though. Like actual Slim Shady was fucking wild, dude.
Yeah,
it
was another
like level, if you go back and listen to some shit, you're like, dude, like oh my fucking god, like it's so
criminal or something like that.
Not even criminal, kill you and
kill you.
Yeah, kill you, and then fucking. I think the one I think is the worst is Role Model. Role Model is just so off the chain, and you're like, dude, like this is insanely fucking ludicrous.
I said you might have seen it. I sent your brother this compilation of like these Gen Z people reacting to
kill you, yeah, and they're all like they're like struck. Honestly, that song's a fucking banger though. Like, fuck what you heard, and people were like, "Oh my god, this is fucking canceled." He shouldn't be saying shit like that. Fuck off. I'm sorry. I'm getting aggressive. My bad. I should not be aggressive.
People just don't like. People don't have room for nuance, or like it's like they're just so quick to react. It's like, you know, this isn't like he's not literally saying this, right? Like, it's like playful shit. Like it's like y'all watch horror movies and don't bat an eye. This is basically an audio version of a horror movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like a serial killer on wax, basically.
Yeah.
But you would watch a horror movie and be like, you would be fine with it, you know? I don't know.
I know, and then people watch true crime thrillers and shit like that. You know what's funny is like people watch like horror movies and they'll get scared of horror movies, but then they'll watch true crime thrillers and then like find it so interesting. I'm like, okay, that's real though. Like that's an actual fucking thing that happened, and you're not finding that scary. Like
I find both of them interesting, honestly. Like,
somewhat, yeah. I feel like I watch horror movies less and less now. I feel like I watch. There's so many horror movies I just don't watch anymore. I used to be so much about it, and now I'm just. I don't know. It takes me a while. A lot of them
are pretty bad, to be fair.
True. I just think I find less time to watch things now. I don't watch as much as I used to. I read. I read quite a bit now. I think I have read more than I have in the past years, honestly.
I've actually this year I read at least a book every week so far.
That's good. I don't read that much.
I just finished one today.
Except if it comes to manga. If it comes to manga, I read it that much. But like actual books, like I feel like I take my time like going back and forth and stuff like that. So
have you seen the movie American Fiction or heard of it? It's a recent movie. It like got nominated for some Oscars.
No, maybe.
Oh well, anyway, I read the book. The book is called Erasure. So I read that book. It's funny.
I don't even know what's out in theaters anymore. Oh my god.
You would probably like it. I haven't seen the movie. I'm guessing the movie's good. I mean, it got nominated for Oscars and the book's good, so you would think the movie's probably good.
I see.
But it's about this guy that like, so he's a writer. And he's writing like this super intellectual stuff and whatever.
Yeah. That's how M. Night Shyamalan.
It doesn't do well. And then like somebody writes like this like super racist.
That. Yeah, that was one movie where like I was like, oh, that's a cool ending. But then like I was like, I would never watch this again. Like it was the thing where you just watch it once and you're like, okay,
that's actually
now that I got the twist, like,
and it like becomes a bestseller and all this shit. So he writes his own book that's like the same type of shit.
That looks good.
And like that takes off and he gets like a $3 million movie deal.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, like. Yeah,
it's based off a book, right?
It's pretty funny though.
I know that's out with Dakota Fanning.
Yeah,
she looks so weird.
A lot of people didn't watch that. It is weird sometimes.
She's in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and then like
box office wise, you probably know people that would actually go out and watch it.
Yeah, I've known a lot of people that went to go see it. They said it was good. Every person I've heard that watched it,
I've heard it was good too.
Yeah,
she looked older than she was, but yeah.
So now it's like maybe her sister, I think, is probably the cuter kid. Like, oh, if like you know, they always pick like the cute kids out of fucking films. Like, I think her sister probably takes the cake, and then she's always looked like an older sibling for some reason, and then she just tried being a child star, but she wasn't. So it's just like Ellen Fanning, I think her name was. She came out in a movie with Keanu Reeves that was really good. It was The Neon Demon. That one was really a tripping movie. I think it was made by David Fincher or Dave Filoni, or no, not Dave Filoni. I think it was by Fincher.
Yeah.
Maybe. I forgot.
I haven't seen that one. Actually.
No, it's about like models in LA, and it's just a weird fucking movie. It's so weird, but it's really good. She's in Death Stranding too.
Death Stranding 2
with Kojima.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Fucking, he's made the second game already, so that should be coming out pretty soon.
Yeah, the first one, like a lot of people, I felt like didn't get it or something. You know, it was a weird game, but I thought it was cool from what
it was.
I saw.
It was very, from what someone told me, it was very communal. Like you had to like, it's about like, you know, delivery package guys, like basically, and you could like build bridges and like you get all these gadgets and shit like that, and shit that you didn't complete, other people can complete for you. Like there's a lot of stuff that made it like you had to link with other people in order to get shit done. It was a very big open world game for sure.
Yeah.
So, and plus all the like the tech specs and all like the fucking gadget and shit looked very Metal Gear, like 100%. Yeah. I was like, this looks entirely fucking Metal Gear.
It's also it starts really slow, so I could see a lot of people because I saw like I saw like the beginning and it takes a long time.
Yeah, no, someone that I know played it. I was like, he just told me that the fucking the videos are like 3 hour long, fucking like you know, cinema fucking videos and stuff like that. The cinemas like that they show inside the game. And he's like, I liked it though. He's like, I liked watching. I was like, okay, then you'll like Metal Gear Solid 4 because like there's fucking like 3 hour long epilogues and shit like that.
A bunch of
he never played 4.
That's
crazy. He played. What did he say? He played 2. He played 1. He played the portable ops and he played the handhelds, which is what portable ops and fucking what's the other one?
Peace Walker.
Peace Walker. He played Peace Walker, and then he played 5. And then he was all like,
how did he miss 4?
Yeah, he missed 4. And then I was all like, how did you miss 4? And then he was just like, oh, like, I never played 4. And then like, so I gave him 4 to play. And I was like, you need to play this. I was like, if you played all those and you never played 4, like that's the game that wraps up everything. And they like mention every game in that game. Like, I don't know how you didn't play it.
Yeah, it is technically the last one.
On this real quickly, though. Give me 1 second.
The timeline is the Metal Gear timeline is just so wild.
Yeah, honestly.
It's like, because it's like 3 comes before 1 and 2. And then 5 comes before 3, right? Right?
No,
5 comes after 3.
After 3. Actually, hold on. Okay.
5 comes after 3, but then so it's 3, 5, 1, 2, 4.
Yeah.
So it's just all out of order.
No, okay. So the way it goes, apparently, which I still talking about Metal Gear Solid. We went from fucking music to movies to video games. How fucking nerds. Okay.
Nerd.
No, the way it goes is it's Metal Gear Solid 3. And then it's what is it? It's Metal Gear Solid 3, and then it's Portable Ops and fucking what's the one? Peace Walker.
And then
then it's 5 actually. Yes, you're right. Then it's 5. Then it's Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2, the fucking like the old NES versions.
Oh yeah,
because in that
one,
and Metal Gear 1 and 2, because in that version Snake kills Big Boss, but he killed the Phantom. And that's what 5 is about. But like 5's Big Boss is like the best player that you get in Portable. And what do you call it? Fucking Metal Gear Solid 3 are all like different. And then like the Metal Gear Solid games are about like Solid Snake are very different from those. So I feel like they have kind of different, they're almost similar, but they're not.
Yeah, that is interesting. It is like different gameplay. That's true.
So.
Dun, 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 dun.
But I mean, it's just a great series. It is a great ride. I feel like he should make his own movie.
He should, yeah. I don't know if he will, but he should.
I mean, he's already in ties with so many actors. He's in ties with fucking the directors that he likes. Fucking Guillermo del Toro is like his fucking best friend.
Yeah.
And then he's been what's going on.
Yeah.
It was a very good movie.
Normally you don't care. It's like, I just want to see the damn monster. Stop showing these fucking nerds talking about science shit.
Yeah, exactly. And it wasn't even that. It was just, it just chose a very good topic.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? I've watched a and I'm just like, oh, fuck. And I'm getting kind of scared, but like nervous, excited, scared because I'm like, oh shit, like what if I don't do good? Or like, what if people don't like the music I'm playing? Or what if I don't play enough fucking shit that's going to be to their liking? And I'm just like, I'm going through all these things and everyone's like, you're going to be fine. Like you'll do fine. I'm like, what if I don't? And I'm just like, it's getting to grind time. So I think I'm just kind of like, shit, son. But after this, after Anime Expo's done, I still got to release Sad Boy Summer, the visual set, which I was supposed to release last year, but there's just too many complications. So now, honestly, I think there's a perfect time to release this. Actually, you know what? That's another weird universal thing that I want to talk about is There's a part in there that's because the whole, remember, I think I discussed this with you last time, that Sad Boy Summer is supposed to be a set that like it's the like a summer breakup, like you broke up in summer and then the world's ending and then like basically like you either like fall in love again or like you like died like without your lover or whatever. Like it's supposed to whatever you interpreted it. Like basically the world's ending, it's a summer breakup and you either get back together or you don't. And there's a lot of like world ending like visuals and storytelling I used in that, and I didn't complete it all. And I'm not using this as a source of entertainment, but I'm using this as a source of awareness because people only use entertainment to be self-aware of what's going on sometimes, and they don't want to like look at what's reality and what's not. But I used footage of Gaza and Palestine, and I used it for this set, but I am putting as a warning, and this is actually a warning to like people watching this live right now, is this that I'm using this because I want people to be self-aware of what the fuck is going on, and I feel like it's not right that people are just kind of like turning away from it and kind of just like seeking like because it's true, there's entertainment going out and people are keeping their eyes away from like what's really going on because they don't want to fucking be like seem like that's not real or it's not a fucking problem, and it's like it's everyone's problem, dude. That's not right. Like, so I'm using footage that honestly probably is kind of sensitive part of that set, but I'm not using it as a source of being like entertaining. Like they're like it's entertainment of like their fucking life is like something to be joked about like that because it's something very real. I want people to be aware, and there is going to be a disclaimer like, hey, there is like shit that's being shown that might not be to your fucking eyes and shit like that. Even when I was posting, and on top of that, I'm gonna have a fundraiser for it. I'm gonna put a fundraiser for Gaza and like for Palestine's fucking like rights and everything else that goes on the links below and stuff. But even when I was posting like reposting stuff about like footage on like line on stories, there was times I was getting like not blocked but like fucking like Instagram be like, you're posting too much sensitive content, like this should not be allowed. And I'm just like, it's up here for a reason and I want people to be aware of it. And I've gotten chewed out by other people too. Like I've posted some pretty fucking graphic sensitive stuff and people have been like, hey, like I don't want to fucking see that. Like if that's going on your feed, you should like say something beforehand. And I'm like, this is real. And like if you don't like what I'm showing, like then don't follow me then. Like I'm sorry, like this is a fucking real thing that people need to fucking know about, and I'm gonna be supporting this till something's done or the day I die. And my word not mean really much, but it needs to be fucking awareness about this. And I even had other people thank me. I've had people from Sri Lanka and other people of other places been like, hey, or even Palestine be like, I'm glad that you're showing this, and I thank you for actually like saying something. Well, I feel like other people will just kind of like sit there and do nothing about it.
Yeah.
And even my following's not that big, but like I mean, it's just something that I still want to contribute to.
You're probably in the top. You don't think about it, of all the Instagram accounts. There's so many where it's like 30 followers and whatever.
Yeah,
so like you're probably in like the top like demographic.
Hopefully, but I mean at the same time too, it's just like I just want people to be aware. I mean, I feel like my heart really goes out to like everyone there.
Yeah,
and I did use sensitive contents. And there, like I said, there will be a disclaimer and fundraisers on my set. But I mean, if it gets taken down, I can see why. But I mean, just like, hey, it's something I want to put. So I feel like, honestly, this set kind of came out the right timing because I think it's just something that needed to happen in that kind of matter because it will be re-released. I mean, I actually, if people follow me and if they don't know, I took off Sad Boy Summer on my SoundCloud because I even had people ask, they're like, what happened to Sad Boy Summer on your SoundCloud? Like, I really liked that mix. I'm like, well, I took it down because the visual set's going to come out on YouTube and I want you to listen to it on there. And then once that releases, I'll probably unprivate my fucking Sad Boy Summer on SoundCloud. But for the most time, like I want people not to listen to it right now because what I have in store is like, that whole fucking scape. Yeah. And also still working on the EP. EP is gonna this time I am gonna fucking put myself to it. October 3rd is the shot date. So I will release it within that time. What I'm saving for the stuff that we recorded is probably going to go for an album because I feel like I need more demographic time for that. And there's so many songs that I've made now where I'm just like, what the fuck am I going to do with this? So I'm just going to make a small EP out of the fucking songs that I made. And then like the songs that we recorded and stuff like that, I want that to be into more of a definitive album because I thought about it now and I'm like, okay, 8 tracks, like 7 tracks, that's more even like a small album right there. So
yeah,
and then like because now EPs are now only like what 4 songs and shit like that.
Yeah, but it's up to you because like I've dropped like 7-song EPs and they call it an album, but I don't.
Yeah, see, there's a new coding because back then EPs like in Wayne's era used to be like 20 tracks, like that was an EP back then and shit like that. Now all of them are fucking slaps. So still working on my album. and EP. What EP will release October 3rd. Working on the Sad Boy Summer set to visual set to release at the end of the summer, maybe midsummer. I don't think it will be. I honestly think it's going to be the end of summer. And I mean, besides that, oh, and that's another thing too. I was supposed to release my single on my birthday, and then that never happened. I should probably give this like an actual like shine to light, because people like ask me, they're like, why didn't you release your single on your birthday? And this is the fucking answer to that. I've been, and this goes to you too. So you said like Discord was like how it's not really hitting right now, and they're like property is really going down, and like the fucking like
DistroKid?
Yeah. So there's a company that came forward to me, and I guess they just found out about me through SoundCloud and YouTube and other shit. Because I was like, "How'd you find out about me?" And then like an A&R reached out to me, and then I've actually had a talk with a few A&Rs, and it's called Good Morning Music production companies. Like it's actually a record label, and they are almost the same as DistroKid, except they give you all your royalties and actually help you. And on top of that, if you have videos, I'm basically doing them fucking propaganda right now. If you have videos, they can and will, if you want to, get it certified through Vivo. So if you have like music videos, it could be Vivo approved and stuff like that. So I've been going through them. I've been working with them. I guess I'm signed, so to speak. And when I told them I was going to release a single on my birthday, they're like, "That's cool and all, but like honestly, I think you should be releasing more than one track, because it is true. If you're releasing a single track and then don't have anything released until October 3rd, like that's a very big gap, and people are going to want a little bit more like, to listen to and shit like that."
Yeah,
and I have remixes and stuff like that, but I want to have my own definitive discography and not just a fuckload of remixes, like one original song, a shitload of remixes and shit like that. So I'm just like, yeah. So that's the reason why I didn't release my birthday. I was like, I want this to be done through the company, but they're like, "Hey, we can do it, but if you want more, that's probably going to boost your like fucking like your algorithm a lot more if you give us like more to fucking play with here."
Yeah.
So I mean, they're giving me all my rights to my music. I own my masters. They're basically just like doing what DistroKid can. So like, it's just like I think they're a really good platform. And I think who I'm talking to and working with honestly have been giving me good advice about shit. And I do trust it. I've had a lawyer look at it. So yeah, that's the reason why I didn't release on my birthday. I was supposed to, I didn't, and I kind of felt horrible about it, and I never really answered anybody like online about it, and I was just like, God damn it, like I was supposed to release today and it didn't happen, and I kind of just like walked away from that, and I was like, well, just keep fucking working, and then so I've just been working on towards everything right now.
Yeah, and it makes sense probably to release it a little closer to the album anyway, because that would be like, what's that, like 6 months before, or close to that, 6 months before your EP.
Brought to you by Chuck Norris Water C-Force. Okay.
Chuck Norris.
I feel like I'm gonna say that every time I take a drink.
Yeah, honestly, I might switch off of DistroKid because I don't like how that whole thing went down.
I can show you the specs. If anybody else is listening too, if you're interested, look up Good Morning Music online.
Well, I don't know. You don't have to say if you don't want to, but do you pay to get your stuff released, or is it just like
there is a tier list to pay? Yes, there is a paying tier list. It's not much. I can show you the specs and stuff like that, and they actually have and I can get you actually in contact with somebody to talk to. I can get you in contact with an A&R.
I might do it.
That is something that you and I
switched before. I used to use Spin Up.
You should switch.
They sold out to
and the
UMG.
And the more and more I'm seeing about DistroKid, and the more and more I'm seeing how much like fucking like tax like frauds and stuff like that, and also like royalty rights, and then also copyrights and shit like that. I've seen people get like copyright shit like that, and then they don't get any of the royalties because like, what is it? DistroKid has some agreement that like if you get flagged for like copywriting, they will fucking like take your royalties and distribute them elsewhere, and you don't get that. Like, and like it's just something like where like, oh, infringed, so basically you're copywriting, and then like you don't fucking get shit, and then you have to take them to court. But it's like most of the times like in the contract between these fine lines and shit like that. So I've read between the fine lines for Good Morning Music. I do find it better, and honestly, I would advise you to switch, because the more and more I see people fucking getting on good on the DistroKid, I'm just like, I don't trust it. Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Honestly, I switched from. I was using Spin Up, like I said.
Yeah.
And DistroKid was better than Spin Up, but I have noticed that the royalties seem like they're less on DistroKid for sure. Because like, shit just isn't adding up. Like it's like, wait, I feel like I'm doing more numbers on here, and it's like, it's like a fraction.
And Spotify, I mean, you can make money on Spotify, but fucking Spotify sucks ass, dude. They're like the monopoly of fucking all music world, and people are like, well, if you put your money into music on Spotify, like you'll get more fucking like you'll get like publicity and notice, which is true, but I don't give a fuck. Spotify sucks, dude. They're the fucking like, what is wrong with like the music industry right now? Everyone could be on Spotify, but it's just they're not giving shit.
Yeah.
They're not giving shit up at all. Like dude, they just own whatever they own, and it's just like you're there for the entertainment. You're not there to make money.
I might switch for real because I'm just.
That's why I don't put my shit on Spotify. Everyone always asks, they're like, "Why don't you have your stuff on Spotify?" I'm like, "Because I don't like it. Like, I don't like Spotify, and call me stupid for fucking not using that to my advantage." And which, I mean, Good Morning Music does put your music on Spotify. They do, and I know my music will go on Spotify. But like at this point, I just don't really care. Like if it's there, it's there. Cool.
But it's another audience.
Yeah, it is another audience, but I just like it's not my first choice of action.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Honestly, I've never paid for Spotify. I have a Spotify. It's like the free one. I've never actually I used Tidal, and then I used Apple Music.
I like Tidal. I like Apple Music. I like SoundCloud. YouTube Music. YouTube Music is the shit, honestly.
YouTube Music is cool because they have like, just one random ass example. That Method Man song It's not on anything else. It's only on YouTube.
See,
Music.
like that shit. On top of that too, SoundCloud too. SoundCloud's a good.
It's probably on SoundCloud.
SoundCloud's a good source that like it's like that shit where you can just make. That's the thing I love about SoundCloud is like you can make shit like fucking. We can make shit last tonight. We can make shit tonight, and we can upload it to SoundCloud within tonight, and then it's there without all the fucking gaps and the fucking shit you have to go through, or the waiting time and stuff like that. And like, oh, does it get fucking like? Does it go through this test of fucking like listening and stuff like that, or copyright infringement? It's just you can throw it up there, and then there it is, and you can get royalties from that. You can get paid for fucking that shit. And on top of that, they love doing boosting to songs.
Yeah,
like SoundCloud's really good. I really love SoundCloud. And then on top of that, they have shit demos and like all this fucking stuff that's like not even fucking present. Like you would never find that on Spotify. Yeah. There's so much shit on there, especially YouTube Music too. YouTube Music has so many sessions and shit that you have never heard, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, oh, this is like gold mine of stuff like that. That's why I love throwing up sets on, like when I play sets, I just throw them up on SoundCloud and YouTube because like they flourish there. You can't upload sets to fucking Spotify. Yeah. Sometimes I just like jamming out, and I can't do that. Well, I mean, I can only upload singles and fucking like select songs on Spotify.
Yeah, Spotify's just getting worse, man. You know what that really was? Is I was doing numbers and they didn't want to pay me, so they're like,
they never do.
These are artificial. It's like, no, it's not artificial.
Yeah, no, it's like, it is freaking the Rockefeller of music, as I would want to say. I mean, you can get your paid in royalties.
The thing that's wild though is like, a lot of these artists actually have artificial streams. Like a lot of people do. They got like millions of artificial streams.
I mean, it's there for a reason though. It's just to boost them up. I mean, numbers are numbers,
but like Spotify doesn't do shit about that. But like somebody that gets a couple thousand streams or whatever is like, oh, we're gonna take you down because we don't want to pay you. Yeah, because they already made it where your song has to have at least 1,000 plays in a year for you to get paid off that song.
I know.
Did you hear about that? That was a recent thing.
I am pretty foolish. The fact that I used to think that everything was organic. I was just like, oh shit, they got this many streams and shit. And then a little bit I know, I was like, oh my god, people are paying for this. Like, people are just paying all this off just to make themselves look good. And I was like, I never understood that. But I'm like,
just boost the numbers and shit.
I guess pay for play. I would like to. I mean, I'm good. I'm down to pay for promotion. I'm down to pay for play if they're just presenting my music out to an audience that gets it those plays. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm paying you to fucking source my music out to an audience, FYP, whatever, and then people play it, great. If I'm fucking paying you for bots to play it, that's a whole different story. Yeah. Like if bots are listening to my shit, I'm like, that's not a real listener. Like if I'm getting my shit to be played for play, I want it to be to a live general audience. So that's the thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's
what
like
you see.
I don't get it. Yeah. People do
what you see. Sorry, I'm going on a loopy bed right now. Hi.
People.
Hi. Okay, sorry. I'm saying hi to the followers.
The thing I always say is like, why? Like the joke I always make when people say, "Oh, you pay for plays, you pay for followers." I'm like, bots can't show up to shows. You know? Like, so what the fuck's the point?
Bots can't show up to shows. Maybe one day, honestly.
Probably, honestly.
We're getting to that point, with AI and fucking artificial intelligence just going up and up.
Like a couple of generations from now.
Okay, back on.
Oh, what the? Mm-hmm. That's weird.
But it's still recording, right?
Yeah, okay. It's still recording. I don't know if it's picking it up on this one, so I didn't stop this.
His live stream is like just kind of going a little bit janky. It's just acting janky. We're on 2 live streams, 3. I don't know, whatever. Yeah. Is your video still showing on this?
Yeah, it's been showing the whole time. Oh, okay. So I'm glad.
So it's just your computer that's like. So we have like 2 different sides. We're just basically pointing. Okay, whatever. But yeah, I would recommend you to switch. It's time.
I'm probably gonna convert. I already did switch
convert over. The Wookiee agrees.
Switch from spin up to this.
Yeah, because right now you're on this.
Some people do.
You're on that. You're on DistroKid.
Well, you know about Palpatine. United Masters, because I know people that use that.
I heard it's okay. I heard it's good. Don't know. I don't know enough.
It gets you on some weird shit like ESPN.
Yeah.
Like stuff like, which is like interesting.
It's cool and all, I guess. I think it's just I think what it is, it's smartly getting your stuff out on other things that like DistroKid and like other stuff do not think about like that. But it's random.
Yeah.
But it's at the same time, it is like it's getting your stuff out to sports and shit like that, and they do use a lot of stuff. So like honestly, you're getting publicity out in that way, and they do pay out. So don't get me wrong, it's not bad that that's happening or it's random. Like that shit pays out, and if your shit's on like sports commercials and shit like that, it gets used. Dude, they use the same sounds a lot, so
yeah,
you'll be getting paid out. I'm not DistroKid. Good Morning Music does do all the same stuff DistroKid does, but more, because DistroKid doesn't do Vivo.
They don't do Vivo, but you can put like videos on Spotify.
Yeah. But that's videos on Spotify. I'm talking about like YouTube and shit like that. YouTube certified Vivo. Yeah, Vivo.
I don't think they do.
Vivo is a very good thing to get certified on, and I'm glad that that's an option for for Good Morning Music, and I think that's really good that they do it. I'm sorry, I'm giving them free fucking publicity right now, like talking like I work for them, but I honestly think it is the better choice. If anybody's actually interested to actually have their music be taken a look at, definitely check it out.
Honestly,
you can reach out to me. I know contents, but
I'm honestly
everybody.
Honestly, I'm kind of at that point because fucking what's it called? DistroKid, it's their fault that happened. And when I hit them up, it's like, oh, you got to find the playlist and like report it. And I'm like,
I don't want to say it on air, but like, okay, you and I need to have a talk, and I'll give you the contact that I got in contact with, and then I can just share that with you.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, because I've talked to 2 A&Rs, and then I've talked to an assistant. I talked to an assistant first, and then she links me to the A&Rs because she's like, you have the meeting, this, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, how the fuck did you find me? But like, yeah, I think I should just link you to the A&Rs that I'm linked with, and you can have a meeting with them and just get a hold of them. I think you have enough. You have more of a discography than I do, so honestly, your material is fucking there. So why not just fucking go for it?
Well, yeah, and I would put our album up on there.
Yeah, the one we have essentially, but it's there. So I mean, we'll talk about it after off air, but not on the record. So off the record.
Sorry, kids. Yeah, there was some. Yeah. It's crazy though.
Yeah,
that was the solution. I hit up Spotify and Spotify was like, "Oh, you got to go through DistroKid," and they're fucking put it back in.
That's the thing. They're making it where you have to run through that now.
Yeah,
it's no longer a thing where you can just straightly upload.
Yeah, it's whack.
Yeah, because anybody can get their fucking music on Spotify, and you can get money. Don't get me wrong, the money's there to be made. It's just that they pick and choose.
Money off of there,
but they're the same as a record label now. Like you're like even people that are like with hundreds and millions of views are not really even getting looked at. Because honestly, here's the reality, and everyone could. I know it's been vouched for. I've been heard. It's been said multiple times. Even people with high-ranking numbers, they don't look at your artwork as anything more than just a number. Like if they see it, they're like, "Oh, that's cool." And they'll put it on the shelf till it finds some kind of placement or it's trending in some type of way. And they're like, okay, now that we have it, we'll pick it up off the shelf and use it and publicize it. And then like they just suck it up and just use it to like whatever source they can until they run everything out of you that they possibly can. And then they're like, all right, we're done. On to the next. They just see us as just like the fucking pods in like the Matrix. Like you're just like fucking, we're batteries. We're literally just the batteries that fucking like this fucking network is just using to make us get rich.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't mean
because we take a lot of fucking like hard work to like our arts and shit like that, and like, well, too bad you don't have it. You're not good enough. And it's like, what the fuck?
Did you hear what the Spotify CEO? He said some dumb shit recently. Did you hear that?
No. What did he say?
Like, oh, they're making this music for like next to no money. Like when he was trying to justify like why they're not paying people. Like, oh, it doesn't cost them anything to make the music, and it's like
it costs us everything. People are living out of their cars. People are fucking going through depression. People are fucking not feeling. Dude, it's costing everything at some points. People are moving countries or states just to make this shit happen, giving up on their families just because they're trying to make something of themselves.
Yeah, this guy's a billionaire. He's trying to justify.
That's like, the reason why he's saying it, though. He has nothing to lose, and he's just like, he's using an opinion because he's making a business move. He doesn't know what it really takes to create the music or art.
Yeah, Spotify is just like, I've never really liked Spotify.
I've always said it.
I use it for podcasts. That's it. But I
feel like that's fine.
Because it's a hack too, because if you listen to podcasts on Spotify, there's no commercials.
Yeah.
Other than whatever they put on there. So it's like, it's easy. And I mean, I don't have an iPhone. If I did, I'd probably use an Apple Podcast.
No, dude, I have never given a fuck about Spotify. I've never liked it. I've never cared for it. I've always just been like, no.
That's literally the only thing I would use it for, because I didn't pay for like a YouTube subscription. So you know how you have to have the video open? I don't want to have the video open all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
To listen to this. I'm just trying to listen to the podcast. I don't need the video.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah. No. Oh, I mean, you can actually, if you have the YouTube app, you can listen to podcasts and shit like that and have the video open, but it won't like close, but then there will be ads and shit like that.
Well, usually, I think you still have to have the video open for it to play, though.
Or you don't have to. You don't have to.
Well, like you have to have your screen on, though, right?
Yes, you do have
so
to
that's
have your
that's
screen
what
on.
I mean. Like,
or do you? No, I don't think you do actually. I don't. I think you just have to. You have to like. Well, for me, I just close it and then and then it's still there, and you just press play, and it'll continue to play.
Well,
Apple I mean, the Android might be different. I'm not sure how the settings work for that.
So. Well, you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Because it's draining on your battery.
Yeah.
To like have a video playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can do that shit where you can like make it like a picture-in-picture type of thing, and like use other apps and it's still playing. But I think you still have to have your screen on, but I'm not sure. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Next question. Sorry.
It's mostly about.
We went on a tangent about all this stuff, and then we only answered one of your questions that you written down. He writes like fucking
I write
like 80 questions, and then like we go on a tangent and we talk forever, and then we just say shit like all the time, and then we'll talk about like a subject and it'll link off to different things, and we only answer like one question. So
yeah, now none of this stuff. I guess we could get into this because we haven't talked about it.
You asked me about sports, dude. I haven't watched sports in a long time.
Well, we kind of talked about we were talking about the pop out. No, I have no sports questions at all.
Okay.
I don't even do sports a lot of the time out here anymore.
Yeah, really?
No, not really.
You had a segment about it. KZR and sports.
I don't really do it because you know when it started, I thought that last Super Bowl was such bullshit that I was like, I'm cool on sports. It seemed like it was just they just really want I think everybody knew that they made jokes about the script writers.
Yeah.
It just feels like they're just pushing the Chiefs so
Sorry,
hard.
bro. If you had fucking Taylor Swift on your side, you guys probably would have won the Super Bowl.
I think, well, it was some bullshit. People don't know.
Honestly, I thought you had it, but.
Well, no, you know what it was? You got to know the game, but basically what it is they're letting them get away with holding the whole time.
Yeah.
So they're letting their players hold. You saw it, like they were fucking throwing the Niners defensive players to the ground. Like you can't do that. That's a penalty, and they were not calling it like at all. That makes it easy to fucking throw a pass when like the guy that's about to tackle you is getting tackled, like which is illegal.
All right, Niners fan. Next question. I'm sorry that you're going on this tangent.
No, yeah,
I'm going to cut you out.
But no, I was just saying that's why I stopped doing the sports as much because I was like, this is just. I kind of got over it anyway because so much sports is corrupt. It's just like it's all.
Speaking of which. Shit. That's one reason that I'm putting the Palestine and fucking Gaza that contacts me, because when they got fucking bombed during the Super Bowl, you remember that? Like fucking they like bombed the territory when they were supposed to be safe inside a certain area, and then they fucking attacked on the night of the Super Bowl because like everyone's attention was away from that because everyone was watching Super Bowl. I hate Super Bowl. It's like people treat it as a fucking holiday, and it's just a fucking sport. And I'm like, why is it? And it's really that. It's just money laundering. It brings in the most fucking money. People buy alcohol. People have investments. People gamble. People fucking have parties for it.
Yeah, there's just too much money involved for them not. It feels like they always have their hands in the result, and it's just like I don't even want to fucking watch if you're gonna if you're doing everything you can to influence the outcome.
Americans are dumb. People live for that shit.
Yeah, I'm cool. Like I really. That was really a turning point where I was like, this is just fucking stupid. Like, just it feels like it's just.
I never cared for football. Sorry, I never did.
I never been super into it. Like I was a Niners fan, but it's not. I won't like watch a random NFL game.
No, people do. People are so about the draft picks. People love having those fucking fantasy football shit. I'm just sorry, I don't have the time to waste on shit like that. I don't understand. I'm sorry. I'm not shitting on anybody. Whatever you do is whatever you do with your time. However you live is however you live. Whatever I live my own way. You can judge me on the way I live. I don't give a fuck. But like, I just never understood how people put so much time and investment in other people's lives and not their own. I feel like
Yeah.
people know stats and statistics, where they've been to college, who they are, where they're going. And I'm just like, how do you put so much thought into someone else's life? Like, you should be putting that into your life. Like, why is
Yeah.
that? Like, why does your world revolve around them? Like, I don't know. It just baffles me. Even same with people feel that like I mean, celebrities, like people that fucking like fantasize and just like really worship celebrities.
Yeah, I know. And like,
that's why I honestly think that that's why people seem like gods or like fucking whatever. Like, it's because people give them that power and they are worshipped. And then when they're worshipped like that, then it makes them seem like they're untouchable when they're like, it's a normal person, dude.
yeah,
That's how
it's
you
just a
are.
regular person.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. Question. What was the question? Pop out.
I don't even remember at this point. Yeah, it was about the pop out.
Good dub.
What were you most surprised by at the pop out?
Kind of Dr. Dre.
That was surprising.
Even though I knew that he was going to bring someone big out, I was like, okay, there's got to be someone big coming out.
It was pretty surprising though.
And I was like, I thought it was either going to be Snoop, and then like Dre didn't.
Snoop is on tour.
Yeah, but Dre did make sense because I was like, okay, actually, you know what? That makes more sense because Dre has helped him get to his career where he's been. But yeah, Dre fucking announcing fucking Not Like Us is pretty wild.
Yeah, that was.
I was like, oh shit, that's a fucking
the fact that it's like it's one thing for him to come out, but for him to be the one that starts that was pretty wild too. Mm-hmm. And even him coming out is like he never appears in public much, you know. Mm-hmm. So for him to make that appearance,
did they perform anything out of Compton?
No.
Yeah,
he just did. He did Still DRE and he did California Love.
That's right. He did those two.
Yeah.
Dude, no, I wanted them to do something off of Compton. I really do. You know what I was hoping they would do is Genocide. Genocide was like my favorite track out of that whole album.
Yeah, that
was such a fucking
beat was pretty crazy.
By the way, this is an off note. I know that bass line, the
yeah,
like that's such a heavy bass line. I love that. No, you know what I found? Someone told me that Anderson .Paak sounds like a drunk pastor, and I cannot get that out of my mind. So every time I hear him, I'm just like, it just sounds like a drunk pastor to me. Like, hey, I'm working, yes, Lord. I'm just all like, oh my god, it sounds like a drunk pastor. Like, it really
Did
does.
you hear his? You heard that album, right? The latest one.
No Worries.
Yeah,
that was good.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that a lot.
I liked the first one they did too.
Yeah,
that's actually one of my favorite albums he has.
Yeah, no. What was your favorite tracks off of No Worries?
Off of the new one, I haven't heard it enough to really know.
Oh no, Thundercat's everywhere. Thundercat did a good job.
Yeah.
You know what? I liked the song with was it Golden London and Snoop Dogg, the one that they did together.
Yeah, that one was cool.
That one was cool because on top of that, Snoop Dogg didn't even rap. He was just giving like some like intermission, and I thought that was just such a cool feature to use him as. Like, he doesn't have to rap. He really doesn't. Like, he has nothing to show, and it's just all kind of just like, oh yeah, let him just be on the track just to spit some fucking knowledge, dude. And then plus, I loved Anderson singing on that. It sounded very old schoolish. Like, it sounded like an old, like, kind of an old school track. Like, I don't know, like an oldies.
Did you hear the first No Worries album?
I think so. Did I?
Yeah, because like
I must have.
One of the first Anderson .Paak songs I ever heard.
I had a charge on my card. I was like, what's that charge from? But it's from like fucking. I bought like fucking an energy drink and this water. Actually, sponsored by fucking Chuck Norris water.
That's one of the first songs I heard from him, and it must have come out like way before that album.
Oh wait, hold on.
Chuck Norris water. Oh yeah, let me.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
There you go. Chuck Norris water.
Chuck Norris water.
But no, I think I did hear the first one. If not, I heard the second one. I think I heard the second one. That was really
it has
good.
One of my favorite Anderson .Paak songs on it. Suede, you know that one?
Yes, I know Suede.
So that was like one of the first ones I heard from, and it must have came out like, because that album came out like after like Venice.
Yeah.
But that song definitely came out before Venice, because I remember I bought Venice when it was new.
Yeah.
Like, I bought it like from Best Buy, like the CD and all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was one of the first ones I heard, and I was just like, it was like, yeah, that was immediately one of the best songs I heard that year. You know?
I know. I was waiting for when he said "Yes, Lord," like on this new,
Lord.
And he said like the first like two bars. I was like, there it is. I was just waiting for every moment. He was just like, "Yes, Lord." I'm like,
Lord. Yeah, he says that a lot on Suede.
I know.
That was like one of his ad libs.
I know. Did you watch the Compton documentary where they're like interviewing like all the artists and like fucking not all the art, like not the main artists, but like the sub artists, the back singers, and like the producers? where they're like, it's like an hour and a half long interview of just like all of them.
Oh, about Compton?
Yeah, about Compton and how they like made the album.
Some of that, yeah.
Yeah, and then Anderson .Paak's on there, and they're passing around the mic to every fucking person, like introducing themselves. And then Mike gets to Anderson, and Anderson just like, yes, Lord. And like he's like, I'm sorry, I had to. I'm like, that's the first thing he's got to say, like in the beginning. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, that album put him on a lot, actually.
Yeah.
It was Dre,
that's when Dre really fucked with him.
It's so Dre, what's it called? Heard Suede. And that was like the song where he was like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Because he is from Cali. He's from Oxnard.
And then when I found out Dre liked that song too, I was like, damn, that makes sense because that song is fire.
Yeah. No, yeah. I think because Anderson was saying that too. Like, how do you think it took so long, Dre, to find you? He was like, honestly, I think he found me at the right time because I had to go through all this shit just for him to find me. Like, that's like, and this musical talent ear would help me like find out who I am as an artist. Because yeah, after that, he got put on a lot by Dre. Dre used him a lot. Dre used him for fucking the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize it at
like
first.
Playing drums.
Yeah, I didn't realize that till someone else pointed that out. They're like, you know that Anderson's there. And I was like, is he? And then I looked back. I was like, oh shit, he's playing drums. I never even realized that. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, a lot of times live he like plays drums. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, he's like singing and playing drums.
Yeah. He has a good chemistry with artists. Like I feel like he has a very good, like he knows how to fucking coincide with like an A and B comparison, and he knows how to fucking like be the rhythm to like any kind of fucking like, you know, any of that kind of stuff.
A lot of times when he's on a feature, he like steals the show. Like it sounds like
that,
like
or he like pushes it, he like amplifies it.
Yeah.
Like I feel like him and Mac had a very good chemistry. Like him and Mac had such a good chemistry. I was like, I can listen to a whole album with just these two, just going off of it.
That song did almost sound like more of an Anderson .Paak song.
Yeah, but like it just did
just
well.
The style of it.
Yeah, but it did so well. And then because Mac still carried with it though. But like he's like, even though it sounded more like an Anderson .Paak type of beat, like fucking Mac really just sang with it. Like it was just still like their song, like 100%.
Yeah, I mean they were good friends, you know.
Yeah.
On Oxnard, he had like that. What's that one song? One of the tightest songs on there is like a Dre beat. Well, Dre did some of the beats on there. That Cheers one.
Oh, fucking
Q-Tip.
Yeah.
That's like a Mac tribute. That's a whole track. Yeah. So.
Yeah. No, that was good. That Nowhere's one. Besides the pop off fucking features, I liked the TDE thing. Yeah. I liked Dre. Tyler was kind of a little bit of a surprise, but I'm not too surprised because I'm like, well, he's from the West Coast. He's from Gardena, I think. So I was just like, oh yeah, he's just bringing all the West Coast out.
I guess it was surprising because he has like kind of meat road Drake in the past, where it's like, like I told you, he was dissing his own fans because they booed Drake, and I'm like, bro, I could have told you they would have booed Drake at your show. Like, that's not the same.
Sing this fucking song.
That's not the same fan base. Like, people that like Tyler and people that like Drake is not.
Well, at the same time, it's like I told you beforehand. It's like being friends with like rival gangs. Like it's like, you know, like you're cool with this friend group and you're cool with that friend group, but then like you're still guilty by association because they're like, oh, you fuck with them. Like, why you fucking with them? And it's just like, well, you're still gonna go back to your home roots and stuff like that. Tyler's not gonna forget where he's from. I mean, I'm pretty sure. True. I'm sure Tyler's still cool with Drake, but he's just like he's part of the West Coast, and where he belongs is with the West Coast.
Or maybe he's not anymore.
Yeah. He's there for a reason. So
you never know. He might not be cool with him anymore.
Oh yeah. He might
possible.
Not be. So you never know.
But now that I think about it,
wait, The Weeknd was there too. That was another surprise.
Yeah, well, The Weeknd doesn't fuck with Drake.
Yeah, I know that. Like, I know The Weeknd doesn't fuck with Drake.
Drake was dissing him on
a lot.
Family Matters.
A lot. He was. I felt like he was throwing shots at The Weeknd more than he was throwing shots at fucking Kendrick sometimes. Until it came to the Kendrick and fucking.
You know how Drake's house got shot up?
Why? By who?
Well, they think it was like The Weeknd's crew, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey. Shooting it up and shit.
The Weeknd's manager got shot, right?
Yeah. So but no, I was gonna say that was kind of surprising because I was expecting this to be an all West Coast thing, and then he showed up and I was like, why are you there? I'm like, you're not part of the West Coast, you Canadian fuck. Like,
he doesn't fuck with Drake though.
Yeah, he does. I feel like that's why he doesn't fuck with Drake, but like the fact that he was just there because he doesn't fuck with Drake.
Man,
I was like, this is just a West Coast shit.
So we could probably go. I know you've seen stupid Drake fan comments.
About what?
Just in general, like coping about the beef. I know you've seen it. You have more friends that are Drake fans than I do. I'm sure. So like one of the stupidest things I think I've seen is, you know, the album Take Care?
Yeah.
You know, Weeknd made like a lot of that album.
Yes, I know that.
So somebody said like, well, Weeknd might have made the songs, but Drake made them sound better. I'm like, are you fucking? Do you really think that dude that has like a 2-note range would make singing tracks sound better than the Weeknd?
Yeah. So,
like all of those songs would have sounded better as Weeknd songs.
Yeah.
Because Weeknd is a better singer than Drake. Drake can't really sing like that.
No.
So
I mean, that's the point of the Weeknd, though. So
I thought that was pretty funny, though. It was just like, man, because that's always their thing. It's like, well, they wrote it, but he made it sound better. And it's like, you can't even say that in that case, bro. Like, it already sounds stupid every time you say it. When you say that, it's like, come on now.
Yeah.
That's like, oh, yeah, he couldn't. Like, Freddie Mercury might have wrote that song, but Drake made it sound better. It's kind of like that. I'm not saying Weeknd is as good of a singer as Freddie Mercury, but he's a top tier like singer, I would say.
For sure.
So it's kind of goofy. I don't know.
I don't know. People are still gonna like Drake, so let him be. People are gonna still like his music. So if they choose to, that's their choice.
Yeah,
they're just in the wrong. That's all. Sorry.
How do you? Yeah, that was the question I had.
All right. Next question.
Like what's it called?
There's actually vodka inside here now. Ew.
That is Chuck Norris water right there. Just like, Chuck, this is vodka.
No, it would be tequila, honestly.
Probably, yeah. Carlos,
yeah. Carlos Norris. Yeah, so if you guys don't know, Chuck Norris's actual first name is Carlos.
It'd be Mezcal. No, it's fine.
Si se puede.
What's it called? How did you? I was gonna ask like how you view both Drake and Kendrick after the beef. Like, did it change your view at all?
Still gonna talk about Drake. I'm so fucking over talking about Drake and Kendrick because I feel like it's been
on the feed.
It's just been on the feed forever, and people.
But we haven't actually talked about it on like.
It's just like fuck. Obviously Kendrick's thriving. I think the biggest fucking win move is the fact he let go of all like rights to They're Not Like Us, so people could do reaction videos and shit like that, and then get themselves money for making reaction videos and shit. That's a boss move. That means that everyone wins. If you're listening to that shit, doing reaction or whatever, like if you're using that any kind of way, you're getting fucking like it's a pretty boss move. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, like in celebratory mode. And obviously, too, like I told you, like Drake could come out with another fucking fire-ass diss and no one would care. Like, no one's going to be, especially after this now. No one's seen shit like this. Everyone's fucking like flabbergasted and wowed at this point. Oh, the West Coast is. There's a lot of people hating. But it's just that, yeah, we never seen shit like this. Okay, I think about it this way, too. He did that shit on Juneteenth.
Yeah.
The day that, slaves got free. And he talks about, like, freeing the slaves and shit like that. Even, like, fucking, Drake was saying like you acting like you fucking freeing slaves and shit like that, and then this fool fucking comes out and does a free concert on Juneteenth and for the African American fucking like like whole entire crowd, and especially in Inglewood, like that's a lot of win right there.
Yeah.
On top of that, okay, J-Rock and fucking them doing that shit, win. I fucking went off. I'm sorry. I was like, oh my god. I was like, this song's fucking shit. That was fucking rad.
That was a good set. It was a good set.
I loved, it was everybody I wanted to see and more, honestly. It was a lot of good fucking things, honestly. And J-Rock being there was kind of like, because I always wonder, I'm like, what is he doing? Like, what is he up to? But J-Rock being there was a good thing. Because that's the thing. He showed past and present. He showed J-Rock and he showed Dre. Those are the two producers that really brought his career into light.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like J-Rock...
Like, yeah, for real.
J-Rock really pushed him, and that was the past, but he still fucks with Jay. And then Dre was there, and it's just still like all that pinnacle was still there.
Well, if you follow, I'm sure you've been following music for a long time too. Yeah. I remember J-Rock. I knew who J-Rock was before Kendrick. Like J-Rock was around.
He was around.
And he was actually pretty popular, like underground wise.
Yeah.
And then Kendrick started to get more popular.
Yeah.
But J-Rock was actually, he was like known for that.
I mean, that's the thing too. Drake will make more music after this because this is the way I see it.
Well, Drake's team will.
Yeah.
He's not really making
Drake's music will still be out. It's been a while. He was on that stupid
OVO Sweatshop will still produce songs.
I know. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. No, fucking like, okay, this is the way I see it. Like how Ja Rule lost to 50 and Ja Rule still put out shit like after that shit. Like people were still listening.
That's what I was saying. He got Ja Rule.
Or Jay. Okay, no, better example. Nas and Jay. Like after Nas beat Jay, and like people were just like praising Nas, so she like, yo, I'll be dick riding Nas, like fuck you. And then Jay came out with the Blueprint 3, which was good, I guess, in a sense. It really did really well. But like, the hype was so low compared to where Nas was at that point. Like Jay's Blueprint 3 did really well still. Like it was still heat in a lot of things, but like it just wasn't where Nas was at. And I feel like that's the
Yeah.
same way what's going to happen between Kendrick and Drake. Like Kendrick's going to already be here. Drake will release probably like a very fire album to his fan base. And then like, in a sense, you know what I'm saying? Like his fan base is going to fucking be like, this is the shit, like amazing. But like, it's just not going to be anywhere near where this fucker's at all. Like, even if people are like, no, she's going to come back with a surprise, like, no one's gonna fuck with him anymore.
Yeah, I've seen them. They're saying like, "Oh, he's gonna come out on the 28th." I'm like, people don't give a fuck at that point.
And
like,
apparently, people are trying to fucking regulate because like, look, 21 Savage is like having his whole stadium sing singing Drake's song. I'm like, it's 21 Savage fans. Of course, they're gonna sing the Drake song because that's his friend trying to lift up
like
his friend.
Coping that way.
Yeah, they're like because apparently 21 Savage was in LA and then he started singing the Drake song and then the whole crowd started singing it. But I'm like, well, yeah, your friend's going to uplift you. Like, that's what friends are for. And then, like, there's friendship. And, like, obviously it doesn't matter if it's in LA. Like, if anything, you want to say some shit, like, there will be Crips and Bloods that go shoot up that place if you really want them to. Kendrick had Crips and Bloods hanging out on a fucking stage.
Yeah.
Who the fuck has done that? That is even more beyond music. Like, this is even more beyond, like, oh, is the music? And I'm like, dude, he's united fucking gangs. You know how long these gangs have been killing each other for? Like, no, dude, that's like, I don't know. That's like MS-13 and fucking like the Mexican cartel getting together and just fucking being like, we love each other, bro. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, how the fuck are you uniting these two together, dude? Like,
Yeah, it's like, yeah,
they unite. Actually, you know how they unite? Over Goku's death. That's how they unite.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
oh, by the way, woman president in Mexico. How do you feel about that?
That's cool. It's interesting. Well, actually, I was about to say something that's probably not good.
Yeah.
No, it's a good thing though.
I think it's kind of good.
Honestly, just progressively. But I heard like a bunch of female candidates got killed in that election too. Did you hear? Or a bunch of people there were a bunch of candidates that got assassinated. It was something crazy.
I would not doubt it. It's Mexico. It's fucking politics. I do not doubt that.
But that's cool. Yeah, it's pretty.
People are pretty skeptical about like her being there. And then they're like, she has to do like the water crisis for sure has to be something she would have to fix. Like, honestly, there's a lot of things, the drug cartel, the fucking like violence in the streets. And I was like thinking about it. I was like, literally, if she just makes Goku an honorary Mexican, like she fucking just wins the world. Like, fucking, like, fuck it, we praise you. Fuck this. Like, if Akira Toriyama is like not like nominated as like an actual honorary Mexican, like she wins everything.
Yeah.
Like, fuck the fucking water crisis. Like, she just wins everyone's vote for like honoring Goku and Akira Toriyama as Mexicans.
Right.
Like, that's all she has to do. And then she wins over. I think it's a good
simple path.
Honestly, Mexican women are strong as fuck. I mean, think about it in the sense that Mexican women have been fighting in revolution since day one.
Yeah.
Like, Mexican women have been it's never been like, oh, the men do all the work. No, Mexican women have been there coinciding with the men. And if a fucking woman's leading the nation, I don't see her not doing anything wrong.
Yeah, it is like, it's weird that, I guess, well, there's just still sexism like we were talking about. But
all the time.
It's weird that there's always like skepticism when there's like a female leader. It's like, it's really not that controversial. You know?
Dude, sometimes they just come, I think women just have a different perspective that needs to be cared for. And men just don't have that nature to think in the way that women do. And sometimes that's needed. That's what the co-partnership is, honestly. Women carry men and men just make stupid decisions. Sorry, we do.
Yeah, well, and it's also just like, you know, it's like anybody is capable, you know.
Yeah.
It could be they could be any color, any gender, like they could lead a country. Like it doesn't have to be like a certain type of person.
For sure. Exactly. So yeah. I mean, I think it might be good for the future of this nation. Hopefully it does right. I mean, we'll see what happens and hopefully he doesn't get assassinated, but
yeah, that would be a really bad look.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Got assassinated, so hopefully not. Hopefully not. Yeah. And yeah, I got a lot here, but let's
go for it. We got like 30 minutes left, so.
Oh, so this is somewhat, well, kind of, right? Yeah, roughly.
Yeah, roughly 30 minutes left.
What's it called? This is sort of related still, but not. I know you're tired of the Kendrick and Drake. We just haven't talked about it like here, so I thought it was interesting. But what did you think of J. Cole's moves during this beef?
Dude, I love that all the memes were right. Like, I love that all the memes that like were making fun of him about it were just absolutely right. You know what? I think honestly, here we go. Okay, I found it funny where it's like Kendrick, like, it's like, oh, he's like, you're a fucking rapist. And then like Drake's like, oh, you beat your fucking wife. And it's like J. Cole riding his bike to figure out what ice cream he wants and shit like that. Like all those memes are just fucking fun. And then someone found him on a beach with his wife and he was just like chilling. And I was like, see, the memes are right. Like, I am glad that he really did choose peace. Like he like, because one, okay, in a sense, I feel like J. Cole probably does have the lyrical talent to take on Kendrick and probably have enough like backstory to kind of be like, okay, because on top of that too, he is the one that introduced Kendrick to Dre.
I don't know. I'd have to see
and then
some
like,
battle
because like, oh, here's the
from him.
thing, like if J. Cole went push to shove, he would totally do that. But J. Cole's not that rapper. And even when he made fucking 7 Minute Drill, like listening to that, like it just did not sound like his heart was in it. Like listening to it, he was just like, yeah, like he just sounded like he was rapping because he was bored. And then him taking it off, being like, you know what, like that was the dumbest shit I ever did. Because he honestly, like to me, is like the monk out of the hip hop fan base. Like he's just doing it because he loves it. That's all. He's just doing it because he loves rapping. He's good at it. And then he came out with that sappy ass song. What was it called? You know, fucking what was that song called? It, like after so long, he released that track, and fucking like everyone was like, "What is this garbage?" Like,
oh,
what?
the Grippy,
yeah, Grippy, yeah. After Grippy released, everyone's like, "Why did you release that?" Like, we all gave you so much credit for choosing peace, and then
Grippy.
Fucking like, yeah, Grippy was just kind of garbage. You don't.
Someone said he should have apologized for Grippy.
Yeah, honestly, like I would expect him to come out with a track where he's just doing his thing. Like if he came out with his track doing his own thing and it just went off, like you'd be like, oh, J. Cole's still doing his thing. That's cool. Like, you know, but then Grippy came out and everyone's like, what the fuck is this trash you just came out with, dude?
I would say, I don't know how you feel. You might feel differently than me, but well, I guess that's a good question. Do you think he should have dissed Kendrick in the first place?
No.
I don't think so.
No. He didn't diss Kendrick. He
did. He said like fucking he basically said only one of his albums is good. That's what he was saying.
Well,
like,
yeah,
your discography sucks. Like we only
and 7 Minute Drill.
Yeah,
but like the reason why this even became a thing is because he was trying to be a peacekeeper, saying like who's the best of all three? Is it Aubrey, me, or like Kenny and stuff like that? And what people are like, oh, he still sneak dissed him there because he's saying like it's him.
He did in a way. Yeah, he said.
But that's the thing is like they all you, as a rapper, you got to keep each other up because it's it's friendly competition.
But to be fair,
because everyone's always trying. Same with fucking Kendrick when there was a Train.
But Kendrick didn't really diss him either. He said, fuck the big three. It's just him. But that's not really a diss.
And on top of that, too, like he did the same shit for Train, where he's all like Tyler, like Mac Miller, like Drake. He's like listing all these people. And he's like, I'm trying to like, I don't mean no offense. I'm trying to murder all your niggas. It's just like him just trying to say like, oh shit, I said my bad. I was just what he said. But don't call me boy. I didn't say shit. Forgive me. But he just did. That's what he said, and he's just trying to fucking make it be like a friendly competition. And then like I'm like, I get it.
But everybody seemed to understand except Drake.
Drake was just the one that got buttered about it, and he was just like, well, fuck yeah. Like,
and it's so funny because he's just not hip hop, and he's never has been. No. And it's like he didn't get that. Like that was a competition. His competition is like, oh, let me dig up stuff on your family and try to humiliate.
I know. You know what? That was another thing too. Is that was it Family Matters?
It's not like let me go bar for bar.
Was it Family Matters where he like crushed the van or whatever?
Yeah, but it wasn't the van.
It wasn't the van. It was like the van that looked exactly like it, and the people were like, "Oh shit, he could." But you know what even worse is that like he spent that much money and that much time on a publicity act, and then even the bars aren't even that great. Like if people are like,
"Oh," think so.
And people are like, "These bars are fire." Like look at shit, man. I'm like, literally, he spent so much money to make Kendrick look bad. And then the song wasn't even that great. Like I'm just like, why does it matter? And then like it's okay. Yeah. So
it's funny to see on my feed every once in a while some Drake sound pop up and be like, "We all know Family Matters was the best track of this." I'm like, bro, no.
Yeah, I don't know.
Family Matters sucks. Like it's better than Push-Ups though.
Yeah,
but it's not great.
It is better than Push-Ups, but it's not. And it's not.
And the tailor-made freestyle was just. That was a terrible.
That was dumb. That was. I mean, people are like that's so. I mean, it is smart using like Pac and like Snoop, but then I'm like, why would you use Snoop when Snoop's still alive?
Well, not only that, but like, it's a bad move by him because it's like if you're being accused of being a culture vulture, you're gonna like use somebody else's voice. Like,
yeah,
like
I get it. He's trying to use Kendrick's heroes against him, and I was like, that's dumb.
Yeah.
Like, why would you think that's a good move? And an AI is a tool, but then at the same time, like, did the AI make up your fucking lyrics too? Like,
it also.
I did find it wild though. Hold on, real quickly. That. Oh yeah. Hey, what's up though? Fucking Rotting Cat. What's up, Frank? No, I did find it wild that I was like, I went to a friend's party. It was his birthday party, and then freaking Family Matters dropped that night. And then like I was like, okay, Family Matters came out. I was like watching the video, listening to the song, and then like 30 minutes later, I was like, Kendrick Lamar just came out with a new song, and I'm like, wait, what? I was like, in 30 fucking minutes, I was like,
it was
what? Like
right
it was
away.
such a fast turnaround, and I was like, oh my, it was wild. Like that was the most wildest part is that like he was just waiting to be like bloop. And I was just like, that's so fucking good. It was so strategic, and I loved it. It's like he just fell into that shit real hard.
How did you feel when you heard that Meet the Grams? Because Meet the Grams is, it might be the most damaging of the tracks, you know? Like it's not the best musically,
Yeah.
but in terms of just like what's being said, like if half of that shit is true, it's just
I know, right? I felt like he went on that term. I felt, what was that song? We was it We Die Together? Is that one song where like him and that girl arguing in the street? I feel like it had that same vibe. Like
well, it was Alchemist. They're both Alchemist
yeah,
beats.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That was another thing too. Alchemist made that beat and that shit went off. He had Mustard, Alchemist, and who was the other one on that fucking shit? Like
Cardo.
Yeah.
Cardo was on Euphoria.
Yeah. So I felt like that was well. Yeah, no, that shit was fucking such a crazy topic list. I honestly think Kendrick went off on that, but like that beat was like kind of very lethal, and I was just like, oof, like, but it was just to me, it was fun. This is the part I loved. I've been very civil with this whole Kendrick and Drake like fucking beef. I've been very civil. I have friends that are very big Drake fans. And honestly, we were talking about it going back and forth, and I was just being like civil. Like I wasn't getting mad. I wasn't being like in their face about it. I wasn't trying to like, I was just debating as like, a music connoisseur. And I was like, hey, like this is, and then they're like kind of getting aggravated by it. And I was like, well, at the same time, I was like, Drake has more Billboard hits, but like it's just because he's a commercial artist, and then like it's just like, and that's what he's trying to be, and he has that money. It's not about who's a rapper's richer to who's the better one. I'm like, it's about who's a better artist. Like that's what it comes to. I'm like, Drake. I was like, Drake's an entertainer and Kendrick's an artist. Like the same. That's why like they say the same shit about Michael Jackson and Prince. Like Michael Jackson was great at dancing and singing, but he was an entertainer, like brought up from his life, like his childhood, and he was just an entertainer at the day. That's why they say that Prince is an artist. Because
for the record though, Michael Jackson is a lot more talented than Drake.
Yes.
I'm tired of making that fucking like,
that's true.
It's not fair to Michael Jackson, but continue.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. You are. And here's the thing too. What was funny to me is that like I was saying these things because they're like, oh yeah, Drake has way more Billboard hits and he has more hits. I was like, yeah, but like Kendrick has more songs that are lyrically better. Like if you go by Eddie Drake album, like Drake has like just like random shit here and there that go off on every album. But like I was like on top of that, I was like Kendrick has 16 Grammys. Drake has nothing. Like he has Billboard hits.
5, I think, which is pretty wild.
Yeah, for like he doesn't have anything. And then
how long he's been around and how much music to have.
Plus, on top of that, fucking Wayne's girl, and then fucking getting a tattoo of him. That's pretty fucking weak move, dude. Like you're biting the hand that fed you, and then even fucking like Wayne told you not to be in that world, and you're just trying to make yourself part of that world. But anyways, no, the part that I found funny. I'm sorry to my friends that like I love you. I still love you guys. You're still my friends, and if you like Drake, it's okay. But I just found it funny because we argued about that, and I said them that statement, and then they're like, "We could talk about this all day, but I'm not talking about this any longer." And I was like, "Okay." And then like so then Family Matters came out, and then I was at that party, and I was just all like, "Oh shit, Family Matters!" And I listened to it, and I was like, "Okay." And then like I was sitting at the party, and I didn't check my. The only reason why I checked my messages is because Meet the Grams came out like 30 minutes later, and I was like, what? Meet the Grams came out? And then I look at my Instagram, I was like, oh, you have new Instagram messages, and all my Drake friends, my Drake fan friends are like, look, he just came out with Fan Matters. And I was like, click link, copy. I was like, Kendrick just came out with a song right now. And they like, I saw like scene, and they just did not reply. It was just so funny though, because because they like literally like they got on my shit. They're like, look, Family Members came out tonight, and I like didn't say anything, and I just like posted the link and did the like face or like the emoji, and I just saw like red or like scene, and I was just all like, oh. And I was just like, I'm sorry. I was like, but this fool just answered back hella quick. They never responded. Which
I remember as soon as I heard Family Matters, like it was already like Meet the Grams was out.
Yeah.
That was, I'm not gonna lie, it was fun to follow that whole thing on Threads. That's where I was seeing it.
Yeah,
and it was just like a timeline of like, oh wait, and I was like, no wait, they're talking about, because he had a song that dropped earlier in the day. Oh, he dropped 616 in LA.
616 LA
earlier in the day.
Yeah,
and then like by the end of he dropped 2 in the same day. By the end of the day, he dropped Meet the Grandmas.
Oh my god, that was so wild. Like
he actually did 616 in LA at the pop out. That was pretty surprising.
Yeah, that was a cool one. But no, 616 in LA. Yeah, you're right. It was that, and then like when Fam Memories came out, but like I just found it so funny that the 30-minute mark. And I only check my messages and they're like, see, Drake answered back. And I'm like, well, that.
Drake got him. Drake's up there.
And I was like, well, then that is right here. And like, it was just, they never replied. It was just funny.
And and honestly, the best, like, probably the best rapping, the best technical rapping he actually did in this whole thing was probably on Euphoria.
Yeah.
Like it was all the elements of his style. You know what I mean?
I haven't even bleed him yet. Can I bleed him?
Yeah.
Like that.
Just
shit,
like that whole shit. It was like, all the, it was like there's a lot of good bars, but it was just a fun song to listen to.
One of the funniest memes I've seen is like, I'll be 54 years old and randomly be like, what is it, the brains? And I was like, the brains? I was like, yeah, probably. I'm gonna be saying that shit randomly, like as I'm in my fucking wheelchair, like, what is it, the brains? Like fucking rocking chair and shit.
It's like Tourette's. You just have Tourette's.
Randomly say that shit.
You've just been saying that all day.
Yeah. What does it even mean? Like,
what is it, the brains?
Yeah, just
like past the point anyone remembers that.
So good.
Just burn into your head.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Next question. We have a few minutes left, so we gotta fucking tie this up and end on a good note. What else do you want to throw at me here?
Oh, one thing that I thought this was kind of funny. Like, so some like music stuff gets hijacked, right? All the time. So I've noticed, like, I've seen specifically like Black Kendrick fans use Not Like Us to like try to exclude like people who aren't Black from hip hop.
Oh.
And I thought it's funny to me because I don't know if you've seen anytime Kendrick does like a top 5, like who his top 5 rappers are, he always says Eminem is like one of them. So I always thought that was kind of funny because I'm like, you're kind of hijacking his message because Eminem isn't generally considered like a culture vulture.
No, not at all.
Like, people think that he really does it. They might not like his music, but they don't question that he's doing it for the love of like the music.
No, he's doing it to better himself because he actually loves hip hop. That's where he started. He's got influenced by people that love hip hop.
Yeah, and like Drake has a whole different motive. Like, so I don't know. I thought that was interesting that they were trying to do that. They were like trying to kind of hijack the message of the song. It's like
a lot of people do that.
Eminem's Not Like Us. Like, it's like
that's a lot of what people do, dude. People just misunderstand the message and they're like twisting the truth to interpret it in a way that they find justified. Yeah. Wow, that was some knowledge. Fucking quote me on that shit. New Jack 2024.
Yeah, so I thought that was interesting.
Where is this coming from? Higher Self is talking right now.
I was gonna ask. I'm sure I've asked you before, but I feel like whenever people say top 5 rappers, what do they say? It's always like
Jay,
Tupac,
Biggie.
Yeah, Jay's in there a lot. Biggie,
Eminem.
Yeah, Eminem comes up a lot. Yeah,
Nas.
But who are actually like, I don't know if you have a top 5, but who is actually like in your top 10 or whatever?
Dylan.
Damn, that's what I was gonna say. You got to get all 5 of the
all Dylans together.
All 5 Dylans.
That's a big question for me, dude.
Yeah. Mine has evolved over time for sure.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it has.
It changes, and it should.
I think honestly, I think
stick with the same.
I think people say Pac and shit like that because it is nostalgia, and Pac did do something that changed and revolutionized the way, but he was also like a byproduct of what happens too. So just like, I don't know. Yeah. Like, it is something that like kind of nailed off.
I could see Pac. I feel like Pac has more of a case than Biggie because he released more music.
Yeah.
Biggie only released 1 album when he was alive, and then the other one came out after.
Yeah, 2 record. Actually, did you hear about interview recently? Was it recently? Interview with Busta, and Busta's talking about how he has a song with Biggie that he did, and he was rapping the verses. Like, he was like being like, oh, and then he like rapped Biggie's verse, and he was talking about it. He like how he went back and rewrote his shit because Biggie came out with some shit where he's like, fuck, I gotta fucking answer with this shit and fucking do something like that. But he has a song and it's unreleased, and he like knew it had like tie-ins with Diddy, and Diddy was just being a bitch about it. And then it's just like now at the status quotus where they're just trying to get who's right what it was, but now it's fucking Busta waiting to see if he gets the approval from fucking Biggie's mom. And he's to release it. So he's just kind of like, I have the song, we did the verses, and I had to rewrite mine because fucking Biggie's was so good, and I was just like, fuck, now I gotta fucking redo my shit and fucking go back and forth and stuff. And he even talks about the story, like how it got recorded, because like he's like the elevator was broken, and he's like, "Oh, Big, come to the fucking upstairs." Like walk. He's like, "I'm not gonna walk my fat ass up the fucking stairs." Like, what the fuck's wrong with you and shit like that? Because it was supposed to be a song with Busta, Nas, and I forgot who else, and Biggie. And then fucking Biggie just couldn't make it every time. And then Busta finally got a song with Biggie, and he has it unreleased. And he's like, I have it, but I don't have the rights to publish it yet. He's like, but it's there on lock. And I'm just like, oh shit, okay, that's a high caliber shit.
That'd be cool to hear it.
I know. Well, apparently a lot of people. I mean, I was talking about this with other people. Is that there's so much unreleased music, dude.
So much good stuff.
Yeah,
too.
apparently so much. I mean, we all know Dre has a fuckload of shit he hasn't released. Apparently David Albarn has a song with David Bowie that he's never released before David Bowie's death, and I would really love to hear that. Which makes sense, honestly.
That would be cool to hear.
Yeah, Bowie and fucking David Albarn would be fucking kind of wild. But I don't know. As far as top 5 rappers, I don't know, dude.
Or like, top 10 if that's easy. Just 10. You don't even have to have like a specific. I was just curious, like who you consider like some of the best.
Some of the best. Yeah. I think it's just influential to the sense of like, because people are always gonna be like, you got to do this and be like that. I'm just like, why though? Like, because I feel like it's I mean, if I got to go on a list, okay, let's see. I obviously see as Kendrick as one because like I just really think, oh, what I like love what he's done as growth as an artist. And I'm not even trying to dick ride. People are like, you dick riding because of what's going on. It's like, no, like he's an actual artist and he actually has like some fucking good insight to what he's like accomplished and his goals. As far as people will love to hate fucking Miss Morale and the Big Steppers or Mr. Mid Steppers, as you like to call it.
Mid Steppers,
Morale. Fucking, I would say definitely Andre. Andre for sure is going to go up there. Yeah, for sure. I would say fucking Jizza. I don't know why Jizza just hits my mind. Because like he's just done something clinically, something fucking.
So that's different.
Yeah, that's something where he's just like.
That's what I'm more interested. Yeah,
like Jizza's done it. Okay, Method Man's one of my favorite rappers, but like that's just a personal favorite of preference. I don't think he belongs there in like the top 10. I just think like he's just definitely been a pinnacle person as a rapper. Who else? Fucking. Oh, damn it! There's so many. I mean, I know Snoop has a big place in my heart, and he was a very good staple in fucking hip hop evolution for sure. Because there's different types of Snoop. There's like the cool G rhythm gangster Snoop. There's fucking Snoop Lion, and then there was the Snoop that like you don't fuck with Dr. Dre on the West Coast, like that kind of fucking Snoop. Yeah. Like there was a different version of Snoop where like, oh shit, this motherfucker's going crazy, getting accused of murder and fucking like not getting arrested. Old school Eminem, like that's another. I guess. I would probably have to say Eminem is because watching him develop as an artist, and he was one of those people that it was true. Like you only are as good as you are bad, because he had some very bad shit where you're like, this shit fucking sucks. But then he's also had some fucking shit where like, this shit is fucking crazy, dude. Like, like it's gone up there in that fucking demeanor where you're like, this is fucking nuts. Big L for sure is something I feel like is very underground in the sense that people have forgotten about him. And we're just like, hey.
Yeah,
like,
true. He did have skills for sure.
Yeah, and then just got fucking flown under the radar. I would say Nas is up there too. Nas was somebody that like, I mean, I know I didn't like him, but he honestly like he has someone that has been like has went through that much shit and then like talked about it at that fucking youth and age. Because you got to think about it, Illmatic and shit like that came when he was like 19.
Yeah,
and then like he fucking on top of it, and then like you thought he lost it, and then he came out with fucking King's Dead or what was it, King's Disease, and then fucking when that came out, you're like, oh shit, like see, he's still good. He just needs a fucking producer that can match his potential. So yeah, it's a whole thing.
Yeah, like it's hard, and I think it's always evolves. That's a good list of people.
I mean, I still have more. I'm just trying to think about. I mean, Sir Diesel. No, I'm just playing. No, not
he honestly was in my top.
Yeah, I know he was
until like I don't know the last 10 years.
Yeah,
no disrespect, but like I just feel like he just didn't keep the quality going, you know.
For sure.
Because I still think Deltron 3030 is one of the best hip hop albums ever, though.
Yeah, that was fucking way crazy, honestly. Yeah, when that fucking album went off. Shit, dude. That's
so he has that. It's like, yeah, but I used to have him like in my top 5.
You know what? I don't put him in top. Man, see, I'm sidetracking. I don't put him in my top 5 or top 10. As in like as artists, like best rappers of all time, but I do find him very influential, and like how he's progressed as an artist is Tyler, because I feel like Tyler has progressed a lot as an artist. Like, I mean, I don't like fucking what do you call it? earthquake. I know I don't like that version
he
of Tyler.
did that song at the pop out.
I know I don't like that version of Tyler because I just feel like he just did that to get it worked. It got him publicity, and then people really did like that album. I didn't personally. I liked the rapping, but I loved fucking Call Me When You Get Lost. I really loved it a lot because it was him rapping again, and I think watching his transformation growing from fucking Goblin Tyler to like Wolf to Cherry Bomb to
Cherry Bomb.
fucking to like what it is now. Like he's definitely progressed a lot as a person, and to see that growth is very inspiring. He didn't know how to play an instrument. He didn't know how to fucking produce. He fucking learned all this shit just to like better himself, who he is and stuff. And I feel like that's growth. I feel like that's a lot of growth, and that's very respectful in a sense.
He did grow. Yeah, he did grow as a producer. With him though, I feel like he didn't really get better lyrically though. You know.
I think he did. I think he
he
definitely raps from a different place now for sure. Because before it was just like anger, resentment, and fucking rebellion, and then now it's just kind of rapping in a sense where he's just talking like a little bit more from the heart. I felt like it was pain, and he was always
more serious.
He was talking always from his heart, but it was more pain and anger and resentment. And then fucking now it's just like kind of like loss, love, fun, and then just like kind of like a little bit more realism, I guess, with himself. So I don't know. There's a lot going on, honestly. There's King Mars. What the fuck were you saying, motherfucker? Oh, my N-word.
Talking shit.
No, he's saying my. I can't say it on the air, even though I already said it.
You already did. It's too late.
He says it to me all the time. Blame him. He's been saying it to me so fucking much that it's been lingering on my lingo. But we have that type of love.
Oh yeah, blame the guy that's not even here.
We have 10 minutes left, if that. So,
actually, yeah, we probably don't, honestly. So we should probably start wrapping.
What's some of the
you
final
don't want to get cut off.
I know. What's some of the final words you want to say here? What we do?
Let me see. When we dropping that damn Jet song, that's one thing.
I know I have.
When we drop it, the song of the summer.
I have that. I just, you know, what's funny as I just saw that file too, as I was going through my files of my Logic, and I was like, fuck, I gotta give that to him. So I will go.
All it needs is the chorus sounds good. The verses are quiet. That's literally.
Yeah, I need to tune it. I need to tune it.
Yeah,
I know.
The chorus sounds really good.
Okay.
But when the verses are like quieter.
I might even double those fucking choruses. I might even do it even more. I want to have it like a.
They could even be louder, but for sure.
Double it. Like in a sense, it's more of a crowd.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, I'll get it to you soon. Just let me finish Anime Expo. Let me fucking let me take the day to fucking do it, and then I'll fucking get it to you within the summer. Yeah, you know what? I got to get it to you within the summer. That's a summer song. So it could take me a day to do that. So whatever.
And there's also there's like another producer involved with that too, right? So it's like, yeah.
I don't know where that guy went though. I can hit him up. I know I do owe him that, so I definitely will fucking do that. I know he's like, get the shit back to me ASAP. I never did. My bad, guy.
It'll come.
Besides that, what else did you want to say for the ending quota line?
Let's see what else. Oh, why? This is random as fuck, but what now it's like out of order. Everything just went all like I usually sequence it where it's like it flows with the conversation. I was gonna say, why do you think people? I've noticed. I don't know. Maybe this is just me, but I feel like people from the Bay diss LA, but not really vice versa. Like LA doesn't really diss the Bay. Like they don't like the Giants or like the teams, but area wise, I don't hear like a lot of shit talk about the Bay. But then when I go up to the Bay, anytime anyone finds out I'm from LA, it's always like, oh,
people love to LA.
It's
okay. You know what? I've came to peace with this. People love to hate LA, and people want to be from LA.
It seems like it, right?
Like I said, Mars. Remember what I told you? What Paul Mooney said? Everyone want to be it, but no one want to be it. Like, yeah, it's the same shit. Like,
I don't want to be LA.
No, it's just like LA. No, the N-word. He says the N-word.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
But it's the same shit. It really is the same shit. Like everyone loves Dodgers. Everyone loves to hate Dodgers. Everyone prays on their fucking like loss, dude. Everyone always prays on the Dodgers losing and shit. And it's just like same with LA. Everyone loves to hate LA. Every city, and then at the same time, everyone wants to be here. I've met people that are like, "Oh yeah, I've lived here for 10 years now, so I'm almost like a native," and I'm like, "No, you're not. Like, you're not." Same with a lot of artists. I'm sorry. Like a lot of artists, like fucking always say, like, "Oh yeah, I'm from LA."
They become LA.
I'm sorry. Sure. I'm gonna get shit for this. Skrillex says that he's from Los Angeles, and he's always been like, "Yeah, I'm from LA." He's lived here. Yeah, he's like fucking like squatted in a warehouse and shit like that. The dude's from Florida. He's never been from LA. He's never gonna be from LA. He wasn't born here. He wasn't raised here. I mean, he might as well have grown here as an artist, but you're not going to be from LA. I'm sorry.
That's true.
That's what this fucking pop out was about. Pop out was about West Coast artists, people that are from except the Weeknd and like other fucking people there. Well, LeBron James too. But like there's people there, of course, that were not fucking like from Los Angeles, but it was a West Coast thing for sure. It was LeBron James plays for the West Coast.
He does play for the Lakers, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like a whole entire fucking thing. So I don't know. It's just people love to hate LA, even they hate us because they ain't us.
The thing that's funny is I feel like LA disses the IE more than the Bay.
Yeah, that's just the beef they got going on.
But it's funny. But it is funny though, because honestly, it's not that different. It's just less
Orange
people.
County. No,
it's just
LA disses Orange County a lot, but we all diss Orange County.
Orange County, yeah. I mean,
I'm sorry, Orange County. Like you guys just get it,
but
dude.
With IE,
I'm sorry. Suck.
With the IE in LA, it's like it's bigger buildings and less people. It's bigger buildings in LA and there's less people in the IE.
I'm sorry.
Area wise, it's not that fucking.
I don't
different.
mind the IE.
It's like a lot of the same shit.
IE is like on just like
the demographics are the same. It's just kind of goofy. The weather's the same.
No, just OC.
We got to stop the hate.
Appreciate. Okay.
But OC is like a whole. That's like a totally different vibe.
What should we end on here?
Shit. I mean, thanks for coming. You know, I know it was like pretty last minute. But
it's been a minute.
I'm glad. I appreciate your enthusiasm, and it's
probably from the energy drink that I've fucking taken. Honestly, this is like my 17th water. No, this is probably like my 8th bottle of water that I've drinking today.
Yeah, I drink a lot too. Honestly.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. This has been a minute. It's been a very long time. Well, actually, cheers to the first day of summer solstice. Today's the first day of summer, everybody.
Happy
cheers to that,
everyone out there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
I'm not gonna lie, I have a gut feeling this is gonna be a long summer.
Probably will. But I hope it's a good summer.
Yeah, I think it will be. Honestly.
I think so.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's been a minute since we've done this. It's been a very long time.
Do it more often, huh?
I know. I haven't been on a podcast since last year. Since like the beginning of like fucking last year, or not the beginning of the new year. The beginning of New Year is like when I was the last time on this show. But no, it's been fun. It's been fun being here. It's been a good luxury.
Yeah,
honestly,
sure.
I really do appreciate that. I honestly feel like we could have gone on for another hour.
We always could.
But
yeah, well, shit, we went on for like a long time before this too.
Well, yeah. So honestly, well, it's on this.
Yeah.
So it's on mine.
Yeah. So.
But I mean, besides, actually, this is only good. Okay, that's another thing. So if you want to get that, this is honestly what I do too. A lot of my podcasts that I do, especially with him, I only go to my subscribers only. So if you guys want to hear the full thing, you're gonna have to sub to my shit. My bad. I don't want to be that type of person and be like and subscribe, but you're gonna have to like and subscribe to my shit if you want to hear the full version of the fucking podcast episode. Because there's like 30 minutes that like we did not get because this fool shit was just fucking up. So yeah, there's like 30 minutes of the set. So if you want to hear the full version, you gotta fucking like and subscribe, my bitches. Besides that, no, thank you. This has been a good conversation.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. It always is amazing how many directions it goes in, but
yeah.
All right. Well, yeah.
Are we ending? Oh wait, hold on. Do we have to? I don't know why we would end on that song. That song's very like fucking. All right. Peace out to fucking Instagram.
Peace out. Peace out to everybody.
And then on this shit, thank you. May the force be with you. And yeah, Chewy, take us out of the ballpark. Knock them out the park.